It's a rivalry renewed as the high-flying 6-1 Amarillo Wranglers meet the defending Robertson Cup champion Lone Star Brahmas on the first Friday night of October at NYTEX Sports Centre. Good evening, everyone. Chiarenza here for a thrilling matchup between two South Division rivals that just can't get enough of each other. Wranglers and the Brahmas met 8 times last season, none of them disappointed, and something tells me that this one is going to be a matchup to watch here tonight. For the Wranglers, 6-0 start to start the season. Last time out, suffered their first loss at the North American Hockey League Showcase at the hands of the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, falling 4-2. Wranglers jumped out to a 2-goal lead. Noah Wood scored his first goal as a Wrangler against his former team, followed up by a goal on the power play by Emil Skeltons. Unfortunately for the Wranglers, their services are not available here tonight as they tackle the defending Robertson Cup champion Lone Star Brahmas, who are currently riding a 3-game win streak, all coming at the Showcase. The Wranglers and the Brahmas meet here at NYTEX Sports Centre. 8 meetings on the season. First 4 will be played in this building, and then later on, the final 4 at the Budweiser Bullpen. Wranglers are still in the middle of their historic 11-game road trip, and so far so good for Taylor Harnett's club, who have come away with 6 road wins on a very tough trip that saw them go to Oklahoma, then Colorado, then all the way up to Minnesota for the Showcase, and now down here to North Richland Hills in Texas in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So the Wranglers have had their challenges, and they've tackled them very, very well. Despite the loss against Fairbanks, the Wranglers did some really great things in a game that they probably could have won down the stretch. And they've been getting some fantastic play from their defense. Get this, only 4 of the 12 goals against that the Wranglers have had against them this season so far, only 4 of those have come 5-on-5. The Wranglers' defense has been phenomenal, and a large part of that is because of the guy in net. Charlie Zolan was just named the North American Hockey League's goaltender of the month for the month of September. Zolan has 5-0 on the season, has a 1.35 goals against average, and a .955 save percentage to start the season. He has been lights out, fantastic. There's many words to describe it. You'll see him in net tonight for the Amarillo Wranglers. For the Brahmas, going to the championship last season, lost a lot of guys to college commitments, but it's their returners leading the way as Owen Kerr, the return man for Lone Star, wearing number 27 tonight, he leads them with 7 points on the season. You'll see him along with number 20, Charlie Masick, and number 89, Anthony Capello, who are tied for the team lead in goals with 3. For the Wranglers, Corson McGuire, the return man for the Wranglers, is off to a hot start. Had his 5-game point streak snapped against Fairbanks, where he had 3 goals and 5 assists in that span. But he's still red hot, looking to build a new streak here tonight. McGuire is tied for the team lead. It's a 4-way tie with 3 goals. Leads the team with 5 assists and has a team-leading 8 points as well. You'll see him wearing number 19 on NATV here tonight. Shaping up to be a big matchup here today as the Wranglers currently sit at the top of the South Division in first place with 12 points. Their 6-1 record has got them there. For Lone Star, though, they're nipping on the Wranglers' heels. They've played less games, just 5. The Brahmas are 4-1 with 8 points, and so by the end of the weekend, it could be a swing for the Wranglers' way or for the Brahmas, and every point counts despite it being early in the season. We'll see who gets it here tonight as we continue our pregame show. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll announce the starting lineups from NYTEX Sports Centre as the Wranglers meet the Brahmas here on NATV. Fans still filing in here at NYTEX Sports Centre for a good one on tap as the top team in the South Division, the Amarillo Wranglers, meet the defending champions, Lone Star Brahmas, here for the first time this season. Let's get to tonight's starting lineups. We'll start with the home squad, the Lone Star Brahmas. They'll send out their second line to begin play. We talked about those returners in the open. Here they are again starting the game at left wing, number 89, Anthony Capello, standing at 6'4", 185 pounds, the native of New York. Will start at left wing for the Brahmas. He's off to a good start to the season, leading the team in points, leading the team for tied for the team lead in goals, with 3. Down the middle, number 20, Charlie Masick, also tied for the team lead in goals. Standing at 5'10", 175 pounds, the Wisconsin native will center a line with Owen Kerr rounding it out at the right wing with wearing number 27. He leads the team in points with 7, as he stands at 6'2", 200 pounds, and is a native of Ontario, Canada. On defense, it'll be number 12, Charlie Emmons, standing at 6 foot even, 185 pounds. The native of Washington Township, Michigan, will be paired up with number 4, Kyle Eisenberg, the Air Force commit, standing at 6'1", 185 pounds. The Anaheim, California native will round out the starting 5 for the Brahmas. In goal, number 32, Jack Spicer, had a good start to the season so far. Record of 4-1, a 1.02 goals against average, a 945 save percentage, and 1 shutout. The native of Rockville, Maryland, will make his 6th start of the season for the Brahmas. He started every single game for Lone Star to this point. Now let's get to the starting lineup for your Amarillo Wranglers. They'll send out their second line to begin play. Number 7, Grayson Gerhard, homecoming game for him. He's a native of Allen, Texas, not too far from here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Gerhard stands at 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a 2005 born forward who currently for the Wranglers has 1 goal and 3 assists through 7 games. We'll see if he can pick up some points here in his home area against the Brahmas tonight. Down the middle, number 21, Jacob Miller, standing at 6'4", 210 pounds, also born in 2005, from the same town as Anthony Capello. So 2 natives of the same town going up against each other here tonight, as Miller will center that line with number 19, Corson McGuire, who's been red hot as of late, wearing number 19 at the right wing, standing at 5'10", 183 pounds. McGuire leads the team in points with 8. On defense, it'll be number 4, Ashton Breyer, the native of Mound, Minnesota, standing at 6'5", 195 pounds. He'll be paired up with number 9, Sal Serrato, standout defenseman for the Wranglers, who is coming off a weekly league award this week where he took home 2nd star honors in the South Division. Serrato on the season has 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points in 7 games. He's been fantastic for the Wranglers and scored an amazing buzzer-beater overtime winner in Colorado 2 weeks ago. And in net, the talk of the town, number 35, Charlie Zolan, standing at 6'1", 185 pounds. He is the reigning goaltender of the month throughout the entire league, and for good reason. The Wranglers have been winning games, and he's a large part of it. Is in all 5 games that he started, he's got a 5-0 record, a 1.35 goals against average, and a 955 save percentage. He has been lights out for the Wranglers, and they'll rely on him again here tonight against the defending champs. First line, Alex Elislav gets back into the lineup for the Wranglers. From Czechia, number 89, Andrei Peshik. Round out that line for the Wranglers. Trace Day will be paired up with Crew Hannes, now wearing number 22, wore 16 at the showcase when he joined the Wranglers. It's a number change for the Highland Village, Texas native. Crew Hannes standing at 6'3", 195 pounds. Has looked good as Wrangler, but he's still looking for his first point. We'll see if he can get it here tonight. He'll be wearing number 22, paired up with number 11, Morley Phillips, as his right winger. He stands at 6'4" and 215 pounds. And finally, rounding out the forward group for the Wranglers, number 55, Divine Apollon, with number 27, Andrew Morton. And on the right wing, Ben Cameron wearing number 10. And the extra forward here tonight is number 77, Daniel Rasega. Talked about the Breyer and Serrato line. Heike Pipinen wearing number 6. The Finnish defenseman will be paired up with number 5, Will Sinclair. How good has he been? Sinclair, strong and steady on the back line for the Wranglers, but also providing a jolt of offense when needed. He has 4 assists through 7 games for the Wranglers. so far this season. They'll be paired up with Pipanen, and on the final defensive pairing, Wranglers dressing 6 defensemen tonight. Number 93, Patrick Whited, who made his Wranglers debut in the last game against Fairbanks, will be paired up with number 2, Will Welburn, who's making his Wranglers debut tonight. He'll wear number 2, and get this, he stands at a whopping 6'9", 240 pounds. The native of Rhine, New York, is a big man. Looking forward to see what he can do in a Wrangler uniform in his debut. And something tells me the Wranglers are going to need every inch and every pound of their size here tonight against a very gritty Brahmas team. If the Lone Star Brahmas are anything like they've been in the past, especially in their championship team that won last season, you're going to need that grit. You're going to need that power against a team that uses every inch of the ice. It's a very well-oiled machine that Dan Wildfong runs, the head coach of the Lone Star Brahmas. And it seems like as long as he's at the helm, the Brahmas remain a team that are focused on winning low-scoring games and limiting their opponent's shots. The Brahmas this season averaging 31.4 shots for, only 19.8 shots against. If the Wranglers are going to solve the Brahmas here tonight, they're going to have to, one, find a way to get that first goal, make the Brahmas play their style of game, as opposed to what Wildfong wants to do. And they're going to have to find a way to limit the Brahmas' chances while creating their own. And you know what they always say, offense is the best defense. Wranglers need a lot of that here tonight, and I think that top line of Elaslav, Jacobson, and Peshik can do the job there. Very skilled forwards that, if they can establish some dominance in the offensive zone, that's the key to success for the Wranglers. But we talk about those big guys. We're talking Divine Apollon, Morley Phillips, Jacob Miller, Will Welburn. If those big guys can get to work in deep and set up shop in the offensive zone, get those skill guys going, get them some possession time, the Wranglers should be well equipped to come away with a victory here tonight in enemy territory. Wranglers have hit the ice. They will skate from left to right as you see it on NATV. They're wearing their blue jerseys with white numbers, white shoulder yoke, red trim. Oh, it's a good look for the boys in blue. The Brahmas, who've yet to come out of the tunnel, will be wearing white tonight. It's a white jersey with, looks like black and purple accents, as they're set to take the ice in just a couple of moments in front of a crowd that's still filing in. But good look here so far for the defending champs. We'll be back in just a moment here as the Brahmas hit the ice for the national anthem, and then after that we'll have first period puck drop from NYTEX Sports Centre. This has been the Wranglers pregame show on NATV and YouTube. Brahmas have hit the ice. Wranglers are ready as well. Coming up next, the national anthem from NYTEX Sports Centre. We are all set and ready to go from NYTEX Sports Centre in North Richland Hills, Texas, home of the Lone Star Brahmas. It's the 6-1 Wranglers meeting the defending champs here on the first Friday of October. It's going to be a fun one, so we're happy to have you with us here on NATV or YouTube, and wherever you're watching from around the globe, we're happy to have you here for this thriller. Starting in it for the Wranglers, the reigning goalie of the month, Charlie Zolan. How good has he been for the Wranglers? Well, I'll tell you, it's good enough to win goalie of the month. 5-0 record, 135 goals against average, 955 save percentage. He's been lights out. Across from him in net, wearing number 32, Jack Spicer. 4-1 record, 1.02 goals against average, 945 save percentage. He's been excellent. So could we be in store for a low-scoring game, or can the Wranglers find a way to break away early, got a couple against the defending champs, and play the game their way? If we know anything about the Brahmas, it's that Dan Wildfong likes to get that first goal, and he likes to find a way to play his scheme and make the other team play the way that he wants to play. Wranglers need to find a way to avoid that here tonight. It'll be Jacob Miller taking the draw tonight to open play against Charlie Masick. Good crowd here at NYTEX Sports Centre. Everybody getting rowdy as these two rivals meet for the first time on the young season. Looks like there's a little bit of a delay here to the opening draw, as it looks like the light from behind the goal of Charlie Zolan is receiving some tune-ups. So while that gets settled, we'll have to wait just a little bit longer before these two rivals square off for the first time this year. Wranglers skating from left to right wearing their blue jerseys, Brahmas from right to left wearing their white jerseys. And hey, for a late filing in crowd, not the worst thing in the world. Although for those of us with an early bedtime, I'm sure you're feeling a different kind of way. So, I don't think I've ever seen this before. I mean, we've seen plenty of delays over the years, but I don't know if I've ever seen anything going wrong with the goal light, especially at the beginning of the game. But looks like they got that all settled. Hey, that light works. And they get a round of applause, the first of the night. And so now we are all set and ready to go. Miller to take the draw against Masick, and we're underway from NYTEX Sports Centre. Off the draw, puck is kicked down into the Brahma end, and getting to work is Grayson Gerhard. He'll chop the puck up to McGuire. Centering feed goes in and out the other side, and up top to Breyer. His long shot into traffic is sticked over towards the near corner, where Anthony Capello will reverse it back over to the far side. Capello, nice move to sidestep the pressure of McGuire. Tries to go for a stretch pass, goes off the stick of Miller and deep into the Wrangler end. Gerhard will get there first. Playing in his hometown, he'll ice the puck 31 seconds into the contest. Gerhard, native of Allen, Texas. Not too far from here. That's where the Allen Americans play in the ECHL, if you're familiar with them. But he's very familiar with the Brahmas. The Brahmas very familiar with him, as he's a returner for the Wranglers. Gerhard last season had 4 goals and 5 assists. And he's already off to a great start in his sophomore campaign. Vladimir Seibel will be kicked out of the faceoff circle in favor of Saxton Test, the return man for the Brahmas. Wranglers will win that and get it out to the neutral zone as it escapes the grasp of August Klassen. Lone Star with it from their own end. It's Seibel. Moving it over towards the near side. Klassen up to the middle, goes off a stick And the Wranglers get possession. On the forecheck there for Lone Star's Ryan Komashok. Now Saxton Test getting in there as well, but the Wranglers able to evade it, get it up to the line, and with help from Morley Phillips, skate over into the Brahmas end. Pass to the left side to Day is offside. Wranglers a little jumbled up there on that zone entry. That'll stop the clock 1:04 into the first. It'll be a neutral zone draw right in front of the Brahmas bench. Dan Wildfong looking over from behind the bench for the Brahmas. Longtime head coach. Brought home yet another Robertson Cup championship last year. Wranglers head coach is Taylor Harnett. He looks to bring the Wranglers their first in their 4th season. Puck jumbles out to the neutral zone. It'll be picked up by the Brahmas and jolted into the near corner where Will Welburn will touch the puck for the first time as a Wrangler and help the puck back out to the Brahmas zone in what will be an icing. Brahmas getting a line change. Wranglers unable to, as that Hannes, Day, and Phillips line will stay out there. Crew Hannes now wearing number 22, his preferred number over what he wore at the showcase, was available as 16. So Hannes now wearing 22, playing in his 4th game as a Wrangler. Wided behind the net, playing in his 2nd. Jolted off the far wall to Day, gets his pocket picked. Brahmas can't rip a shot away, as right there was Tyson Scanlon. He'll dip it behind the net, and the puck boomerangs back to him on the far side. Long shot, sticked away by Zolan towards the near side. Phillips greens it out the center to Hannes, and here he goes. He'll gain the blue line, go to the left side. Gets cut off by Eisenberg, and not much more. The Brahmas get out to center. Sassenbury, quick pass over to Emmons. The returner for Lone Star goes into the near corner behind the net. Over on the far side, drops it off for Scanlon. He'll slip it towards the middle, and it goes in and out of the blue paint, and the Wranglers pick up the loose puck at center. That's Andrew Morton with Ben Cameron, and again, the Wranglers doing some great things, but they're offside. So if you're just joining us and you missed the pregame show, story for the Brahmas, and it seems like it's been the story for a long time. Lone Star likes to take a lot of shots and doesn't like to let the other team take any. Tell me if you've heard that before. Seems like that's what every team aims to do. But the Brahmas this season averaging 31.4 shots for, 19.8 shots against. That shows you just kind of this gist of what the kind of scheme that Dan Wildfong likes to employ. As puck battle in the near corner of the Wranglers zone goes to Kerr. Goes off the leg of Morton and stays in the Wranglers zone. As for the Brahmas taking that shot, that was Owen Kerr. Last year they had another guy named Justin Kerr. He's since moved on. Here's Klassen for a shot. Goes off the leg of Pipinen. And Divine Apollon will work it out to center. And a little bit more. Hustling is Ben Cameron, but he can't beat out the icing. Good effort, though, there from number 10 in blue. And so for the 3rd time tonight, with 17:08 left in the first, it'll be an icing on Amarillo. Face off to the left of Zolan on the far circle of the Wranglers zone. Morton to take it. Puck goes in between the circles. Morton wins it, gets it to Breyer, and he will just loft it up into the Brahmas zone, settles down in front of Cook. And he will play it behind the net. On the forecheck is Morton. Also moving in is Alislov, but the Brahmas able to escape and get it out to center. And the Wranglers chop it right back in, and here's Cook moving forward. In front of the Wranglers bench, Jacobson has it. He'll dish it towards the middle, and the Brahmas will just pummel it back down into the Wranglers end and get a change. Andre Peshik, the check forward, up ahead looking for Alislov. Just a little bit offline, and now skating with it for Lone Star is Dean Andrews, the extra defenseman tonight. No name bar on the back. He's got it. Moves it up ahead looking for Pikkinen. Goes by him, and now the Brahmas have iced the puck. 16-17 left to go in the first. I've seen a lot of whistles so far, a lot of stoppages, and so far just one shot on goal, that belonging to the Brahmas, which was a stick save earlier by Charlie Zolan. So back comes out the Miller line with McGuire and Gerhard. McGuire will take the draw on the near circle. Up against Elias Cumlin. From the line, it's Welburn a shot. And that one is fought off by Spicer. Wranglers keep possession. It's at the left point. It's Whited for a shot. Off the end wall. It's a Gerhard on the near side. He'll exchange with Miller. Into the corner they go. Gerhard up the wall. Now to the line for Whited. Quick pass to the middle. And that goes all the way to Spicer, who kicks it over to the right corner. Brahmas get it out to center. Andrews loses the puck to Miller, and he will whack it down deep. McGuire after it, can't get a grasp. Lone Star able to work out to center. As moving forward is Pickenen on the right wing. His teammates changing, he's doing it all. Pickenen takes a check in the corner. Gerhard goes down, and now the Brahmas with the puck keep possession. As Sassenbury is there, but Gerhard in some pain finally gets the whistle. And now they'll take a look at him. Looks like Gerhard in a collision in that far corner. As doing the dirty work was Christo Pickenen. And now the athletic trainer for the Wranglers, Lisa Johnson, will come out to take a look at him. And hopefully Gerhard is going to be okay. Gerhard back up onto his feet. Moving around under his own power. That's always good to see. He gets an applause from the crowd. And he'll go to the bench. With 15:25 left in the first. Good to see that he's up and about. Draw will be to the right of Zolan in the Wranglers' end. Capello to take it against Hannes. Wranglers win the draw. It's Will Sinclair behind his net. Over to the near side to Phillips. Quick pass to Pipenin, and he's moving with speed. Up to the center ice logo. Meets three Brahmas there, and Lone Star's able to surge forward. Masick exchanges. Kerr with a shot. And that goes wide of Zolan. Centering feed broken up by Phillips in the right place at the right time. And the Wranglers possess exactly 5 minutes into the first. Brahmas harsh on the forecheck. Looking to get a steal. And there is Sinclair able to hang on to it. But now the Brahmas into the middle. See it fished away by Hannes and company. That spurs a 2-on-2 as Phillips darts towards the right corner. Beats out two Brahmas there. Swings it up to the left point looking for Breyer, but getting in the way was Saxton Tess. Up in front of the Brahmas bench, Breyer tangling up with Capello. He's able to bash it back down to Spicer. The Wranglers get a partial change. Behind his own net is August Klassen. Earlier in the week announced a commitment to UMass Lowell, so congratulations to him. As Morton steals the puck in the neutral zone, gives it to Daniel Risega, moves towards the right wing, takes a hit, but hangs onto the puck and stashes it down low to Ben Cameron, but the Brahma is able to escape as they go through center. Now on the right wing, Lone Star with the puck as Sable holds it in, chops it over to Cameron, and now the Wranglers get it out, and they look to move in transition. Sable on the back check is able to get the puck back, goes off the wall to Rizzo, who's acquired in a trade last year for Lone Star. He will bank it out to the neutral zone, and now moving with speed is Charlie Emmons. From the left side, he takes a shot, and a nice defensive stick by the newest Wrangler, Will Welburn. Sends the puck out of play with 13:36 left in the first. Kumlin to take the draw against Jacobson. So two Swedes dueling there. Brahmas have it. Picking in a shot. Turned aside by Zolan. Puck goes behind the Wranglers netminder. There with it now is Leo Bergstrom, another Swedish forward here. For those of you counting, that's 4 Swedes on the ice, 2 on either side. Emin from the left point takes a shot, easy glove save for Zolan, who hangs on with 13-14 left in the first. So all the Swedes will come off. Interestingly enough, all 4 of them from different towns, and no, I'm not going to try and pronounce them, as I don't think I do a very good job of that. Now to take the draw in the near circle of the Wranglers zone, it's McGuire up against Sassenbury. And now Sassenbury is kicked out of the circle in favor of Scanlon. Brahmas win it. Wranglers hack it back down into the Lone Star end, and they're off to the races. Miller looking to beat out Rizzo, but they blow the whistle, and boy, that was awfully close. Miller trying to argue his case. So is Gerhard, but this draw is going to come all the way back into the Wranglers end, and the Brahmas, just because they can, are going to make a change. Draw to the left of Zolan, far circle. Masick against Miller. Fans getting rowdy here at NYTEX Sports Centre. It's a tough building to play in. One of those buildings with a moderately low roof. Sound has a tendency to really bounce off the walls here as Lone Star wins the draw. Wranglers kick it back over towards the far side. Now it goes to the half wall where Pipinen is there. He'll dish it up ahead for McGuire, and he's got it. Gains the red line and flings it over towards Spicer, who knocks it over with the blocker to the far corner. McGuire scored a goal similarly against Maryland that ended up being the game winner with 13 seconds left. Looked like he was trying that again there. Pipinen in deep. From his own end, jump starts in the next Wrangler breakout. Over to the near side, it's McGuire losing the puck at the red line to Cook. He's able to weasel his way into the middle and not much more. The Wranglers defense there to break up that opportunity. McGuire in the neutral zone again, gains the red line, flips it into the attacking end to himself. Out of the net to play it is Spicer. McGuire hustling, trying to get there, but the Brahmas netminder is able to paddle it away from any danger. Now at the Wrangler blue line, Serrato gets possession. Is able to slam it into the Brahma end. And Lone Star responds by carrying it out to center. And a big hit there. Serrato against Pryor in the neutral zone. As bodies collide and the Wranglers come away with the puck. Hannes down low for Day. He wheels it over to the near side looking for Phillips out of his reach. And Hannes can't keep it in, and the Brahmas turn up ice. Pryor against Serrato. The two that just hit each other in the neutral zone there meet. Serrato makes the defensive play, and the Wranglers get it to the line. And now Serrato will carry it out. Pass ahead is knocked off the stick of Phillips as Serrato and company go to the bench. Phillips in deep looking for reinforcements. Jacobson is there, but the Brahmas hang on to the puck with 11:20 left in the first. And dish it to the neutral zone where it's picked up by August Klassen. His snapshot goes off a stick and out of play. Will Welburn was there to make the defensive stand. 11:14 left in the first. Jacobson back out there for the Wranglers. Taking this draw now. Lone Star wins it. Picking from the circle takes a shot. And that one goes off a leg and wide. Another try from the far side is kicked away by Zolan. On a shot taken by Kyle Eisenberg. Now off a block. Pesek gets it. He'll lift it to the neutral zone looking for Jacobson. Tries to muscle his way down the near wall, but the Brahmas get the puck as Elias Cumlin, the countryman of Jacobson, is able to jam it out to the neutral zone, and the Brahmas look to get to work. From the right wing, they delay to the middle. Left side shot by Emmons. Missed the net as the crowd oohs and ahs. Now in transition is the Wranglers' turn as Alislov gains the red line, fires it into the near corner. Wranglers getting a partial line change here as the Brahmas turn the puck over in the neutral zone. Pesek to Sinclair. Forward pass picked off by Pickenen as he is slammed by Divine Apollon. Massive hit here on the near side of the Wranglers' blue line, and Amarillo moves in transition. Piping in over the attacking line. Blasts it into the near corner. Another hit by Apollon in front of the Brahma bench, that time on Tess, as the pass goes in and out of the slot. Shot by Morton is blocked, and now the Brahmas are able to finally shut down the Wranglers, but only for a moment, as Pipinen from his own blue line looks to spring Apollon into motion. It goes off his stick to Morton. Those two will go off, and now the Brahmas will jolt it back into the Wrangler end for an icing with 9:39 left in the first. Well, boy, Divine Apollon making his presence felt here on that last shift. Two major hits. First it was here on the near side, and then most recently right in front of the Brahmas bench, a hit on Saxton Tess. And he was feeling every bit of that. And that's exactly what Divine Apollon brings to the table. Of course, Brahma fans over the years have become very well acquainted with him. Wranglers setting the tone physically here as we cross the midway point of the first. Draw to the right of Spicer. Gerhard to take it back out on the ice. That's good to see. Capello wins the draw, but sneaking in looking for the puck is McGuire. The Lone Star able to shiftily escape and get it out to the neutral zone, and it's helped over into the far corner of the Wrangler end. Sable giving chase. Knocks it over to Kamashok. Gives it back to Sable in that corner. Twisting and turning, gets it up to the point. Cook a drive. That goes wide. Rebound goes by Capello, and the Wranglers bank it off the wall and out to center. Capello almost turned the puck over, able to split two Wrangler forwards and charge down the right side. Gives it to Kerr in the middle. It's Masick, and a kick save is made by Zolan. McGuire long toss looking for Miller. That goes wide, but Gerhard beats out the icing. Spicer out to play it. Almost turns it over as Gerhard was there on the forecheck, but the Brahma is able to escape. 3-on-2 here, and Wranglers defense able to bottle that up and shut it down. Rizzo with it from his own end. Goes around his own net. Hannes there on the forecheck. Wranglers can't keep it in. Patrick Whited from his own end. Toss it upwards for Phillips. Quick pass to Day, and now it's turned over to Masick. Tess back to Masick, and the pass is offline. Wranglers make another defensive stand as the game has started to open up a bit as time has passed. 8:17 left in the first. Sassenbury dueling with a couple Wranglers on the far side. Amarillo able to skate it out to the neutral zone, and now on the attack, Patrick Whited giving chase as Spicer's out to play it. Loses the puck. Whited is there, but he can't grasp it for long enough, but the Wranglers looking to keep possession. Dish it off for a shot there. That's stopped by Spicer. That was Carl Jacobson, fresh off the bench, getting that opportunity. It's time out here at NYTEX Sports Centre. 7:56 left in the first period. Scoreless game here as the Brahmas lead the shot count 5-3. We'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. Welcome back to Brahma Land. Scoreless game with 7:56 left in the first period. No goals yet, but doesn't mean we haven't had a lot of fun here so far. Both teams getting chances in transition. Both in search of the game's first goal. Drawn to the right of Spicer. Jacobson will take it against Masick. Lone Star the victor, as Capello has it now on the left wing. Has some open space. There's a shoulder fake and drives it down behind Zolan, or Pipinen will get it. Will backhand it over to the near side, and now goes back into the grasp of Capello, who cycles back into his own end for the next Brahmas charge. And Brahma goes down in the neutral zone. They're looking for a trip on Masick. They're not going to get one, as now the Wranglers have possession. Pipinen, long pass off the stick of Jacobson and in deep. Alislov giving chase. Jacobson has it. Centering feed. Alislov! And he scores! The two Swedes connect and the Wranglers strike first. It's 1-0. What a read by Carl Jacobson. He knew that Alislov was in the middle. Found him backdoor for the tap-in goal. Wranglers lead 1-0. It's his second of the year. Coming with 7:19 left in the first. And the Wranglers are off and running. Lone Star out to the neutral zone. Pryor off the wall and in deep, giving chase to Scanlon. Pryor has him tied up. Play goes over towards the far corner where Serrato is able to fish the puck away from the Brahmas and jolt it back down into the Lone Star end where Rizzo will pick it up. Apollon on the forecheck gives him a shove. Now in deep, it's Rasega at the end wall. Two Wranglers, two Brahmas. A Brahma goes down, arm is raised. We're going to get the game's first penalty, and it's going to be against Amarillo. As it's touched up now with 6:32 left in the first. And heading to the box is Divine Apollon. So, just moments after the Wranglers score, it's a cross-checking penalty to Divine Apollon. And now the Lone Star Brahmas will get a chance to tie the game on the man advantage. Wrangler penalty kill a lot better than the numbers suggest due to the small sample size. 86.5%, 15th best in the league to this point. Lone Star power play, 17.4%, 15th best in the league in that regard. As the Brahmas win the draw, they'll look to get to work on the far side. They jockey for the puck, and I'll slip it down low where Masick will deal over to the far side for Capello. Up top now, it's Emmons. They'll pass it across the line to Cook, and now back to the near side for Emmons. Over to Cook. Goes down low to the far corner. Centering feed. Zolan's there, and they score. The puck squeaks free, and the Lone Star Brahmas are on the board with a power play goal. Looks like it belongs to Capello. We're tied at 1. Well, it looked like Zolan had it, and then the puck had just enough steam to weasel its way over the red line behind Zolan into the back of the net, and the Brahmas have gotten on the board now. It's a tie game at 1 apiece. And it looks like they are going to give that goal to Anthony Capello, who fired the shot from the far side. Looked like below the circle. And again, it looked like Zolan had it. He gobbled it up, and then puck leaked out behind him for the Brahmas goal. So it's Capello from Cook and Emmons that has got the Brahmas on the board for the first time tonight. And we're tied. And that goal came just a minute and 13 seconds after the Wranglers had scored. So, in quick succession, both teams get a goal. We're back where we started at a tie game. So, off the draw, we get a whistle. Gerhard's lost his stick. Looked like it was slapped out of his hands. And now the Wranglers get a chance of their own on the power play. Is going to the box is Vladimir Sable. And so, looks like the tides have turned yet again, and now it's in the Wranglers' favor. So, Wrangler power play, 11.5%. Brahma penalty kill, really good, 94.4%, fifth best in the league. It was the league's best penalty kill a year ago when they won the championship. Eisenberg behind the net. Feeling the pressure from Hannes. Wranglers get the puck up to the left point. Gerhard keeps it in. Goes across to Serrato. Quick pass over to Day. Down low. And the Wranglers center it. The puck ping-pongs around. McGuire was there facilitating all that. It stays out of the net. And back up top it goes to Serrato. To the middle, looking backdoor for McGuire. Brahmas getting the way of it. That was Emmons. He helps it up to the left point. Wranglers dash it down, but got another call here coming. It looks like high sticking. And that will put an end to the Wrangler power play. McGuire going to the box. We got some 4-on-4 time late in the first period. So, while Sable still has 1:24 left in the box on his sentence for slashing, now McGuire goes and gets 2 minutes for high sticking. That puts us at 4-on-4 play for the next minute 24. Puck into the Wranglers' end as Pipinen has it behind the net. Move it over to the left side where it's picked up by Jacobson, and now in a flurry, the pass goes to Elislav in the neutral zone. He'll give chase as he taps it into the Brahma end. Beneath the goal line, spinning is Klassen. As he will hold it behind his own net and start the next breakout. Klassen with it at his own blue line. Drifts back, loses it to Jacobson, who flags it out of the air with his stick. Puck battle at the front of the Brahmas boards, right in front of the bench. Goes Lone Star's way, and now moving forward is Klassen on the back end. Moves towards the goal, and can't rip a shot away as working against him defensively was Sinclair, and now tripped up is Pipinen. No call there. He gets back up to his feet and gains possession for the Wranglers. Sinclair over the red line. Now Brahmas blue on his backhand from the far side. Deals it over to the near corner. 10 seconds left on the 4-on-4 as the Wranglers look to center. Goes off a stick and away from Sinclair, who is waiting backdoor. Now Serrato will possess. As out of the box is Sable. Now 35 seconds of power play time for the Brahmas. The Wranglers doing a good job of hanging onto the puck and just killing time. It's Breyer with it. To the left side for Gerhard. He'll pummel it down, and that is shaved off about 15 seconds of power play time for Lone Star. As the Brahmas trying to get something here in the waning moments of their abbreviated power play. 7 seconds left on that. Pass over to the right side for Eisenberg. They'll button hook at the half wall, get pinned up by Welburn. Puck squeaks free over to Kamashok. And we're back to even strength. Out of the box is McGuire. He's got the loose puck at the neutral zone, but catching up there was Eisenberg. Brahmas get it back. We'll tip it in deep. Breyer's there working defensively against Kamashok. Tried to emerge, kicks it back over to his D partner in Welburn. Off the wall it goes and out to center. Good play there. The Brahmas will return the favor by dumping it right back in. 2:52 left in the first. As looks like someone's mouth guard is out on the ice as the Wranglers enter on the left side. That's been kicked around a couple of times. As Gerhard from his own end twists it out to the neutral zone. He's back to Gerhard. Pass over to the near side. On time for Morton. And he will charge it back in. Where it'll be picked up in open space by Cook, the Brahmas defenseman. He gets his pocket picked. From the right side, it's Resega. Backhand shot fought off by Spicer. And he collects the rebound with 2:21 left in the first. Draw in the near circle to the left of Spicer. Morton to take it against Kumlin. Puck goes toward the end wall. Resega hard on it, trying to get possession for the Wranglers. Tries to slip it to Morton, but the Brahmas get there, and at the neutral zone, Serrato meets it and flings it back down over to the far corner. Rizzo off the wall to Klassen. Now up ahead, the Brahmas surge forward. Bergstrom in deep. Goes off a leg, settles down on the far circle, and now Serrato's got it. Moving in the rush. Potential 3-on-2 here if they hurry. Left side, Resega's pass gets knocked down. The former junior Coyote is able to get it to Serrato. Puck between the circles, and Lone Star's got it. That's Bergstrom settling it down for the home crowd. 1:35 left in the first. Masick to the right side for Capello. Pass a little offline as it got tipped. Capello's got it now. Cycles up high to the left side for Emmons. Toe drag shot. It's blocked by Welburn. And now the rebound on the second attempt is smothered by Zolan. He'll stop time with 1:23 left in the first. Wranglers get a change. As Hannes out there with Phillips, Day, Sinclair, and Pipinen. Phillips wins the draw, but stepping in there to get it is Capello. He's got it at the blue line, and Day is able to force him out to the neutral zone where the Brahmas pummel it back down to Zolan. Comes out of his cage to play the puck, and Zolan gets tripped up there by Masick. No call to be seen as Phillips enters on the right side. Looks like Zolan's back up on his feet. He's okay. As centering feed from deep in the Brahmas end goes up top for a drive by Sinclair. And a kick save is made by Spicer. Now in the neutral zone, Brahmas go to work as Kerr slips it down deep. Sinclair is there for the Wranglers. His long pass on time for Day. Here he goes, left side, spins. Day to the middle looking for Phillips. That's broken up nicely by Eisenberg. Good play there from Day on the pass from Sinclair. And now the Brahmas hustle the other way as Klassen to the middle for a shot by Tess. And Zolan fights that off. 25 seconds left in the first. We're not done yet as Hannes backhands it in deep. Spicer out to play it, sees Phillips coming. Backhands it over to Rizzo. He's got some open space. Over to the left side, he's got Sable. And the Brahmas on the entry, moving with speed. We're offside, and now behind the play, Klassen and Hannes going at it. Fans urging them to drop the gloves, but we're not going to see it as that's broken up with 12.2 left on the clock. Just a reminder that at the end of the first period, we'll have the first intermission report. We'll recap all the events of the first period, get our out-of-town scoreboard, and preview period 2 here from NYTEX, all brought to you by Austin Hose. So stay tuned for that. Coming up at the end of the first. Neutral zone draw here. McGuire up against Tess. McGuire's seen a lot of ice time here in this game, and deservedly so. He's earned it with his hot start. Brahmas fling the puck down behind the net. Tess is there. Does he got time? No. It runs out on the first period. And we're right where we started, tied, but it's a 1-1 game after one. And now here, we got some chaos. Brider going at it. A Brahma is there. Everybody comes together. And they're trying to break this up. Seems like a knotted mess over in the far circle of the Wrangler zone. And Zolan just turns his back to play and just gets a sip of water. Very nonchalant about it. As that is all separated to his left. Looks like in the middle of all that was Pryor for Lone Star, and we'll see if there's any penalties to be added of all that. As bitter rivals coming together, you knew there'd be something like this at least once. And it happens at the end of the first period, so officials just said, please go to your locker rooms. Please. No more of that. Enough of that. They'll break it up. And that'll do it for the first period. After one, it's 1-1. Brahmas won, Wranglers won. First intermission report coming up in just a couple of minutes. Here on the Wranglers Hockey Network, we'll talk about all the action in period number one. Take a look ahead to period number two. We'll also take a peek at our out-of-town scoreboard, see what's going on in the North American Hockey League on the first Friday of October. We'll see you in a few minutes on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV and YouTube. After one period of play, it's the Wranglers 1 and the Brahmas 1. We're all tied up at 1 after one period of play at NYTEX Sports Centre in the first meeting between these two rivals here this season. Well, we knew things were going to get feisty, things were going to get chippy, and at the end of the first period, looks like things boiled over. There was a big skirmish on both sides, as neither team really wanted to go to the locker room. They just wanted to throw hands with each other, and out of all of that, there's a penalty against the Wranglers out of all of it. Now, on the scoreboard in-house, they've got it against number 23, a 2-minute minor. Well, there's no number 23 on the Wranglers, so they'll have to get that sorted out. On the league website, they've given the penalty to Grayson Gerhard for an infraction at the end of the first period. We'll see if there's any changes to that here. And, well, perfect timing. Looks like, oh, no, it's refreshed. I was going to say, perfect timing. Looks like the website's down. No, it's back. And now it looks like on the website we got a different story than what we're seeing in-house. So, developing story, we'll call it. Gerhard gets 2 for roughing. Looks like Scanlon gets 2 for roughing there. And another to Christo Pikkinen. So, that would mean that the Wranglers would have a power play if that is true. But what's saying in-house is that the Wranglers would be on the penalty kill. So they're going to have to sort that out. They've got plenty of time to do it. We'll keep you updated, but as it stands, it's a developing story as to who's going to have a power play to open the second period, if there is a power play to be had. Not quite sure who it's going to be for, as it's really two different mediums telling two different stories. So we'll keep an eye on it. But after one period, it's about as even as can be. 1-1 on the scoreboard, even 7 shots apiece. It was the Wranglers that got off and running first. 7:19 left in the first period. The two Swedes connect as Alislov gets his second of the season from Carl Jacobson for the Wranglers to go up 1-0. And that was a really good play by Carl Jacobson. Able to muscle in deep, gets the puck on the far corner, and just fires it towards the slot, looking backdoor for Alislov, who we know would be there. Well, he found him. Pass was on the money. And the Swedish forward, wearing number 74, Alexander Alislov, is able to put the puck in the back of the net for his second of the season. And the Wranglers take a 1-0 lead, but that didn't last for long, as in the moments afterwards, penalty goes against the Wranglers. Brahmas go to the power play, and that's where Lone Star gets to work. They make their money as they score on the power play, 1:13 after the Wranglers had scored to tie the game at 1. It's Anthony Capello getting a goal from Cook and Emmons to make it a 1-1 game. Capello fired the shot from beneath the far circle to the left of Zolan, just trying to get a shot on net, see if he can find anybody backdoor. Actually, a very similar play to what we saw on the Wranglers goal from Carlson and Alislov. So the Brahmas do the exact same thing on the man advantage. Well, this time it goes on goal to Zolan. Looks like he has it, and then the puck squeaks behind him. The Brahmas score. So that's all the scoring through one period of play, 1 apiece. And so far, it's anybody's game, and it's not the like on both sides. As early on, it looked like the Brahmas trying to play the way that they usually do, set up their neutral zone trap, trying to keep things to the outside. And for Lone Star and Dan Wildfong, its offense is the best defense. They were looking to get to work in the Wranglers' end, and then as time wore on through the first period, the game opened up a little bit, seemed to be more in the Wranglers' favor. They kept on getting good chances, and then in transition we went. Wranglers got their goal, and then the Brahmas go to the man advantage. They get theirs, and that's really the story of the first period. So I think the story and I think the memo remains the same heading into the second period as what we talked about in the pregame. Wranglers need to find a way to set up shop in the Brahmas zone and stay physical, and I think that's something that's frustrating Lone Star throughout the course of the first period, is how physical the Wranglers have been, and Divine Apollon has been a major catalyst for the Wranglers in that regard. Threw some massive hits there in the first period, got the crowd shooken up, got the Brahmas shooken up, and the Wranglers, for a moment, a brief moment, but a moment, had the lead in this game, and I think if they're going to get back to that, they're going to need more of that physicality from their big guys. And the Wranglers, I think the next goal is going to be critical. For Lone Star, it seems like as soon as they get a lead, they will tighten up defensively. They're a well-oiled machine when they do this, and they will start to play their game, and they're not going to give the Wranglers very much on offense. So for the Wranglers, I think the agenda remains the same. You got to get that next goal. You got to stay on the attack. like they did in the first period. I like the way that the Wranglers came out, guns a-blazing. You could tell that they were hungry. They really wanted to get that first goal. Well, it may not have shown up on the stat sheet with a low shots on goal on both sides. The Wranglers did do some really good things on the forecheck. And as far as moving the puck around in the attacking zone, look for more of that in the second period as Taylor Harnett and the Wranglers look to regain their lead. 1-1 here from Lone Star. We'll take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard when we come back on the first intermission report as we continue on from North Richland Hills. It's the Wranglers won and the Brahmas won after 20 minutes of play. We'll be back for the first intermission report brought to you by Austin Hose in just a few. Welcome back to Lone Star. First intermission report rolls on, brought to you by Austin Hose. One apiece after one period of play. Shots are tied at 7. Penalty situation has not changed since the last time we spoke, so we'll keep an eye on it and see what unfolds at the top of the second period, although that is a developing story and it could be big. So all we can do is watch, and if anything new happens, we will report. And as far as the officiating crew tonight, can't remember off the top of my head who is in charge here, but it's one of those things where we don't get a report at the beginning of the game. It's just you look and see who it is, and unfortunately at the moment I can't remember who it is, but once they're back out here, I'll relay that to you as well. So with that, let's take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Roofsmith. So Wranglers and Brahmas knotted up at 1 here. Let's take a look at some scores from around the league. currently underway at the end of the third period. Alex Papaspropoulos' New Jersey Titans down 5-2 to the Northeast Generals. Papaspropoulos with a goal there, the former Wrangler, getting on the board for New Jersey, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. Over at the pond in Shreveport, Warriors and Mudbugs doing battle. Shreveport with the slight edge there, 2-1, with goals from Evan Adams and Lucas Deeb. Colby Lyons the only goal for Oklahoma. That game is just about to reach its midway point. 11 minutes left in the second period. After one period of play over at American Bank Center, Corpus Christi and New Mexico are tied in the battle of the Ice Animals. No score between the Ice Wolves and the Ice Rays. And then with 5 minutes left in the first period over at Greeley Ice House, it's the Rhinos with a 1-0 here on October 4th. We'll see what unfolds here for the rest of the night, but the Wranglers right now, they're at the top of the South Division, looking to add to their total. Look to get richer. Lone Star were the South Division champions a year ago, and they had a great season. 44 wins, 10 losses, 94 points. They were the champs, and this season, Lone Star's the team to beat. And for all the naysayers, it seemed like all the talk was, well, the Wranglers, yeah, they played Oklahoma. Yeah, they played Colorado, but how good are they really? Maryland's going to be a good benchmark for these Wranglers. Well, the Wranglers came out and they beat Maryland. Oh, well, New Hampshire, well, the Wranglers came out and beat New Hampshire. Well, the Fairbanks Ice Dogs, the Ice Dogs are a really good team, and the Wranglers gave them a hard fight, but is the Ice Dogs that came away with that one? Well, the Brahmas. Right, the Brahmas, the defending champs. Surely they will be a big test for the Wranglers, and they have been, but the score 1-1, the Wranglers hanging in there and going toe-to-toe with the Brahmas and giving them everything they got. And evenly played first period. We'll see if Amarillo can break out here in the second period, but it looks like very much that these Wranglers are for real. So Taylor Harnett and his crew look to come out, get a lead here in the second period, and take it to the defending champs. Update on the penalty situation, the 23, which there's no Wrangler on the team that wears number 23, has been changed to 21. Jacob Miller wears number 21. So it looks like if that is true, Miller's in the box to open the second period of play, and the Brahmas will have a 2-minute power play to open the second frame. We'll check the league website to be sure, just to make sure that there's no discrepancies there, and that everything that I just told you is confirmed and true. And it looks like it is. So Miller gets 4 minutes for roughing. Gerhard gets 2. 4 of those penalty minutes out of the 6 will offset with the 2 to Tyson Scanlon for roughing, and then the 2 to Christo Pickett for roughing. And so that's why the Brahmas open the second period on the power play. So the extra time to Miller is what you see on the board on NATV. And that is how the second period will begin. So the Brahmas, who are 1 for 2 on the power play so far, will open the second period of play with a power play. Wranglers penalty kill, looking to get the job done and keep it a tie game. Pretty good crowd here for the defending champs. A lot of fans here at NYTEX Sports Centre. A lot of them have gone off to go get a snack, but they'll be back. And the Wranglers will await their fans for the home opener on October 25th. Make sure you get your tickets. They're flying like hotcakes, but make sure you get your tickets. Available at panhandletickets.com. Wranglers and race cars to open the season on the home opener. We're giving out rally towels as well, so make sure you get your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the Wranglers can't wait to get back home. I know I can't wait to get back home. This traveling, it does a lot of wear and tear on your body. My immune system's fighting something off right now. I apologize. I've had a couple coughs here in the first period, and yeah, it just lingers. I can't get rid of it, but apologies for that. And the road trip affects everybody differently. It's a lot to take in, and you know, for the most part, it's fun. But again, there are those things where, at a certain point, you just want to play a home game. So that'll be in a couple of weeks, October 25th. Wranglers home opener. Get your tickets. They'll take on the Colorado Grit. First game of 3 game set. Hope to see you there that weekend. As for us, that'll do it for the first intermission report. Coming up next, here from NYTEX, the second period. Wranglers 1, Brahmas 1. Lone Star opens the second on the power play. This has been the first intermission report brought to you by Austin Hose. Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre. We're about to open the second period of play. Our officiating crew here tonight is led by Mr. Wolford. He's the referee this evening. Two linesmen, Edling and Wilson. Three-man officiating crew tonight. And they dished out a couple of sentences to end the first period of play. Penalty to Miller has been taken off the board, so now as it stands, well, I just put one back up. It's Andre Peshik now getting two, so for the moment, it still looks like the Brahmas set to open the second on the power play. Wranglers will skate from right to left, wearing blue. Brahmas from left to right, as you see it on NATV, wearing white. Paint a picture for your mind's eye here on YouTube. So, out of all that, had a lot of time to think about it. Brahmas still open the second on the power play. And the Wranglers penalty kill. We'll go back to work. Interesting development here for the Wranglers. Gerhard, who took a hit in the first period, returned to the game, now sporting a bubble. So looks like he's getting some extra protection, but remains in the game, which is good for the Wranglers to see. Although he'll spend the first moments of the second period in the penalty box. As you get three Wranglers in there, two Brahmas set to enter their box, and then of course the extra 2 minutes on the Wranglers side is why the Brahmas open. Of course, as a lot of you longtime fans know, whenever these two teams meet each other, yeah, things are going to get spicy. Things are going to get chaotic. And, of course, tonight, no different. Although we knew that that was going to be the case, didn't we? Two rivals meeting. Few tempers were going to flare. And for those of you just joining us this season, this has pretty much been the status quo between these two teams. Not a lot of love between these two sides. Of course, the Brahmas now this season with a big target on their back. They're the team to beat. Robertson Cup champions from a year ago. Wranglers looking to stake their claim and prove that they're for real with a big win in the house of the defending champs. So, to open the penalty kill, it's Morton to take the draw. Cameron to his right, Breyer to his left, and behind him, Will Sinclair. Now we're underway for second period action from NYTEX Sports Centre. Tie game, but the Brahmas are on the power play. A penalty that occurred at the end of the first period. Driving down the left wing is Emmons. Looks to go around Morton, and he does. He's able to slip it up to Capello and up to the line. Cook has it. At the half wall, it's Capello. on the right wing. Back up top to Cook. He'll pass it over to Emmons. They'll play catch. And now back on the right side, it's Masick. He'll work his way to the circle. Drives to the goal. And Zolan makes the save. Back up to the line. Cook at the right point. Over to Emmons. Now back to Cook. He'll slide down the wall. Backhand it up top to Masick. Back over to Cook. Now down low. Capello from the corner. Back up to the right point for Cook. At the line, it's Emmons. Back over to the right point for Cook. Now down low. Capello. Up to Cook. 57 seconds left on the power play. Cook at the line. Back to Emmons. Fans urging for them to shoot. Cook still playing catch with Emmons. Now over to the left side. Exchanges with Kerr. Emmons a drive from the line. And Zolan stops it. Rebound goes over to the far side. Kerr back up top for Emmons. Now to Cook. Back to Emmons. High slot. Fakes a shot. Drops it off. Kerr will take it. And that is stopped by Zolan as well. And the Wranglers get a clear with 30 seconds left on the Peshek penalty. So, Brahmas a lot of possession there. Not a lot of shots. Wranglers keeping them to the outside. Lone Star obviously on that last sequence didn't like what they saw, which caused the reluctance to shoot. They're back in on the left side. Off the end wall. Tess can't catch up to it. Wranglers get there, and Serrato will heave it all the way down for a Wrangler clear, and that'll do it for the penalties. We're back to even strength. Wranglers get the kill. On the forecheck, it's the goal scorer, Alislov. And Lone Star able to escape his forecheck and move down the right wing. Sega checks Kumlin on the near side. Serrano then trying to pick the puck away. Peshek trying to fish it out. He will do so. We'll chop it off his own end wall, and the Wranglers will get it out the center. As Rizzo scoops it up at the blue line, tries to dart around Alislov, but the Swedish forward stands tall. Loses his balance. Wranglers get the puck, and not for long. It's taken away by Kamashok. He goes back down to the Wrangler end. Pipinen jockeying against Tess. Gets help from Trace Day. Reverses it back to Pipinen on the far side. Pipinen sees three Brahmas crashing in on him, able to bolster the puck back out to the neutral zone, and the Brahmas go right back in. Class into the middle, pass behind Tess. Looks to return it to the Swede, but it's intercepted by Sinclair, and an open space will dart it over to Hannes. Quick feed off the stick of Phillips, up into the air, gloves it down. At the line, Hannes swings it around to the far side for Day. Backhands it to Phillips beneath the right circle. He'll feather it over to the left side for Pipinen. Out the half wall, goes off the stick of Hannes and behind the net. Centering feed, Phillips was looking there for Hannes, but it's broken up nicely by Capello. And the Brahmas spring into motion. Tess on the right side, deep in Wrangler territory. Shot off the backside of the net. Wranglers on the rebound, try and get it out. Check is thrown by Hannes on Kerr, and the Wranglers do escape. Wranglers gonna change, 4 minutes gone by in the second period. Long toss to Kerr is offside. And the clock stops 4:02 into the second. So, now the services of Gerhard and Miller are available to the Wranglers, although we'll just go right to the bench. Is on the ice now is the Alislov, Jacobson, McGuire line with Breyer and Serrato as the two D-men. Incoming draw to the right of Spicer, near circle of the Brahma zone. Jacobson against Masick. Jacobson with the assist. Picked up his 4th point of the season. 1 goal, 3 assists. As Lone Star wins the draw, they'll get it to center and a little bit more as Masick tries to muscle his way in, but Serrato quickly bottles that up and shuts it down. Brahmas get the puck back. As Capello bumps Serrato off the puck on the left wing. Centers it, goes in and out the other side looking for Kerr. Now a toss from the right wing is kicked aside by Zolan. And on the rebound, it's Capello again, and he scores to make it 2-1. And so for the first time tonight, it's the Brahmas that have the lead. Anthony Capello's got his second, and Lone Star has made it 2-1. Zolan made the initial save. Rebound came right to Capello between the circles, and he went upstairs for the score. Brahmas now have the lead by 1. Now the Wranglers have some catching up to do. They've been in. Can't catch up to it. Pickening can on the left side, battling against Whited. Battling against two Brahmas here. Skates between his cage. Net comes off. Behind Spicer. They'll just put it right back on as the Brahmas have behind Spicer. They'll just put it right back on as the Brahmas have possession. In the neutral, Rosenberg takes a high stick. Fans want to call, they're not going to get it. Lone Star goes in to the middle. Out away. As now the Wranglers have the puck. Piping in. On time. The Wranglers have the puck. Piping in. On time for Resega. Streaking into the attacking zone, and the puck just wobbled off his stick. Couldn't get a attacking zone, and the puck just wobbled off his stick. Couldn't get a shot away. And now Sassenbury drives towards Zolan. Puck left in the second. And they lead it 2-1 on Capello's 5th of the year and 2nd of the night. Draw to the left. On line was Hannes by Pryor. Now the puck behind Zolan. Pryor's got it. Escapes over to the left side, and the pass up high splits the D and goes all the way back down to Spicer. Zdenek Dobes now up ahead. Finds Scanlon over the red line and into Wranglers territory. It's boxed out by Breyer. Will dish it over to Serrato. He'll flip it up ahead. He was looking for Day. The batting it is Cook, and the Brahmas have it. Players crunch on the near wall as Scanlon takes a hit from Hannes and Phillips. Lone Star on the right side. Kerr spins away. On his forehand, gives it to Rizzo from the right circle. Takes a shot. Low line drive. Stopped by Zolan. Goes back to Rizzo. Now a shot from the left side. Goes to the middle. Zolan sprawling makes the save. And on the second attempt, they score. That's Charlie Masick, who would not be denied. And the Brahmas 3-1. So the defending champs making a statement here in the second period. Now 3 unanswered goals for Lone Star. They take a 2-goal lead. And for the Wranglers, they got to find a way to stop the bleeding here and settle back into this game. They've yet to take a shot here in the second period as it stands on the in-arena count. Lone Star, 2-goal lead. They grab another. This time it's Charlie Masick with the goal, assisted by Rizzo and Pryor to make it 3-1. Puck goes in deep behind Spicer. Klassen's got it. Wranglers fish it away. Pesek up to the Tess. Whited, feeling the heat, flips it towards the goal. Shut down by the blocker of Spicer. Pesek from the left side whistles one over the goal and out of play with 12:19 left in the second. Like that shot mentality from Andre Pesek there, the check forward, but just a little too high on that one. And so now Miller, Gerhardt, and McGuire come back out. They face off on the near circle of the Brahmas zone. Masick, the most recent goal scorer, to duel against Miller, and now he's booted for Kerr. And we've seen a lot of that this season. The guy's getting kicked out of the face-off circle. Seems like not a lot of warnings given out this year. With a very strong sentiment towards Devine Apollon. Looks like he's headed to the box. Meanwhile, Zolan strapping up his equipment after Pikkanen came crashing into him on that last sequence. And now our head referee Wolford talking things over with Dan Wildfong. All this coming with 11:47 left in the second. In the meantime, net behind Zolan is put back on and into place. And now Taylor Harnett will get his explanation at the Wranglers bench from Wolford. And all we can do is wait. What we do know is that Apollon is in the box for the Wranglers. We'll see if Abranoma joins him on the other side. Otherwise, Lone Star goes back to the power play. Now looks like Apollon out of the box. He's going to get the boot. Back to the bench for the moment. So he stays in the game. No penalty to Apollon. Fans voice their disapproval, and I don't think I've seen that one for a very long time. Looks like most times when a guy gets taken out of the penalty box after committing a penalty, he doesn't come back. He leaves the game, but Apollon gets to stay, goes back to the Wrangler bench. They erase the penalty, and we stay 5-on-5. So the Wranglers catch a break there. We're still at even strength. Rizzo from the neutral zone, fires it around towards the far side. Keeping it in is Sassenbury, although the Wranglers have something to say about it, as Breyer will skate it out. At the red line, flips it over to the right corner, settled down by Spicer. Getting there is Resega. Now behind the net, Morton looking for a man in the middle, goes off a stick. And now behind the net to Cameron. Sparring with Rizzo. Breyer keeps it in at the left point. Flutters it towards the goal. Wranglers try and knock it in, but goes back to the blue line where it'll be leveled back down to the corner where Rizzo is met by Resega on the near side. Now coming away from the pile is Scanlon. Breyer gets a steal there, throws it to the right side looking for Resega, but he will backtrack as the Wranglers elect to get a change. Long pass off the skate of Sassenbury and into the Wrangler end. Pryor gets there first. Serrano picks his pocket. Wranglers get up ice. Hannes up ahead finds Day. He'll knock it over to the right side for Serrano. Behind the net, the Wranglers defenseman exchanges with Hannes, and his centering feed is poke checked away by Spicer. Now on the right wing, Tess dishes it down low. Sable over towards the left side for a shot there. Stopped by Zolan. And waiting was Saxton Tess for the one-timer from beneath the goal line. Zolan up to the task, makes the stop with 10:20 left in the second. Those are some dangerous opportunities. You see those a couple times a game, it seems, on either side throughout the course of the season. And most times a guy gets a look like that, he scores on it. So Zolan making a big stop there, keeping it a 2-goal game. Draw from the left circle. Goes the Brahmas way. Masick charging towards the goal, gets tripped up. Got another penalty coming on the Wranglers here. Sinclair touches up. And going to the box is Will Sinclair. So the Brahmas now with the 2-goal lead go back to the power play. Scored one so far tonight. It was their first from Capello. Sinclair in the box, 2 for tripping. 10-12 left to go in the second. Puck gets pinned up against the end wall. Brahmas shake it free. At the left point, it's Klassen. Now at the right, it's Kunlun. Back up to the line, Klassen, a shot, low line drive, it's blocked into traffic between the circles. Puck is kicked over towards the left corner and reversed back over to the right side. Gerhard meets it, a couple Brahmas do as well. Lone Star has it. Gumling gets pinned up against the boards by Wellburn. Somehow is able to skate free, left side. Brahmas now up top, it's Klassen, down to the right circle. Lone Star with possession, up top, Klassen. Brahmas moving the puck around. Is Pikkinen, spins away from Day. One-time shot by Klassen is blocked by Wellburn. Puck stays in the zone. Bergstrom from the right side. Goes off the stick of Tess and into the netting. So a harsh pass goes off a stick and out of play. Wranglers catch a break there. They're able to get a change with 1:05 left on the penalty. 9:16 left in the second period. Brahmas lead 3-1. They've scored 3 unanswered since Aleslav scored the first goal of the game. 7:19 left to go in the first. Masick against Morton in the neutral zone. Brahmas with it on the left side. Emmons has to spin away from pressure at the line. Wranglers get it clear. 9 minutes left in the second. Brahmas start their next charge. Long pass from Cook off the stick of Kerr. There is Wellburn, and he slides it back down to the Brahma netminder for a Wrangler clear. Emmons up ahead, finds Masick. Pass is broken up by the Wranglers, and again, it's another Wrangler clear, this time with 30 seconds left and counting on the penalty to Sinclair. Wranglers doing a good job of stopping the Brahmas at Amarillo's blue line. Now Masick scampers over the red line, peels back from the attack of Miller. 9 seconds left to go on the power play. Brahmas start one last try as Kerr darts down the right wing, slips by the defense, creates some separation, now turns it over at the right circle. Wranglers clear it up to the line. Out of the box is Sinclair. We're back to even strength, although the Brahmas still in possession. Capello takes a shot, and that is stopped by Zolan. They'll pick up the rebound and hold it with 8:01 left in the second. Timeout on the ice. The Brahmas lead it 3-1 here in the second period. Here at NYTEX Sports Centre, shots are 20-9 in favor of the Brahmas. We'll be back in just a moment on the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Bubba's 33. Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre. 3-1 is the score. 8:01 left in the second period. Face off deep into the Wranglers end to the left of Zolan. Shots this period in favor of the Brahmas as it stands 13-2. Brahmas getting 2 goals off of that. Wranglers looking to get the next one. Miller to take the draw for Amarillo. New York native. Loses it to Kamashok as now Eisenberg drives his way down to the right corner. Looks to center it, and Miller and company break it up. Piping in. Skates over the center ice logo into the attacking zone. Left side, it's Miller. He'll shoot. Save is made by Spicer. He juggles the rebound and covers With 7:42 left in the second, and again, some more bad blood. And now this time, we've got a Brahma being escorted to the box. That's Eisenberg trying to argue his case. Gonna need a better lawyer. And so it looks like the Wranglers now headed to the power play for the second time tonight. So they're 0 for 1 to this point. Good chance to get back on the board, make it a one-goal game. As going to the box, Eisenberg, 2 minutes for cross-checking. .7:42 left in the second. Wranglers looking to pull within one. They'll have to start from their own end, though, as the Brahmas get the puck off the face-off and heave it all the way down to Zolan for a Lone Star clear. Serrato with it. Springs up ice right down Broadway. Drops it off for Gerhard. He'll flip it towards the near corner for Hannes, and the Wranglers look to get to work. Brahmas pick it away. Send it all the way down to Zolan, who quickly paddles it up to Day in the neutral zone. They'll backhand it back in. Goes to Spicer out of his net to play it. Racing there is McGuire. Puck is loose. And now pinned up against the end boards as Spicer gets back into position. Lone Star fishes the puck away. Day gets a steal from the left half wall. Spins away from pressure. Rizzo has it now. Escapes the pile up. And the Brahmas whack it all the way back down for another clear. Long toss to Day. Over the line. Day left side. Takes a shot. And he scores! Power play goal for Trace Day. And the Wranglers have pulled within one. It's 3-2. What a rocket of a shot there from Trace Day. And he gets the Wranglers back on the board. And once again, it's a one-goal game. So for Day, that is his fourth goal of the season, his third power play goal. Comes with 6:39 left in the second. We got a game. Day's fourth of the year is assisted by McGuire and Charlie Zolan. So how about that? Zolan gets credited with an assist there. And I think that will and should stand. So you get a goalie point there on the Wranglers' power play goal. It's a one-goal game. Wranglers defense has it. Sinclair to Pipinen on the left wing. Now back across to the right side for Jacobson. He'll enter the attacking end, get bottled up, and now moving up ahead is Scanlon. Evades Sinclair. Scanlon to the middle. Gets caught up into the skates of Divine Apollon, and Sinclair will jolt it out to the neutral zone. Long pass to Morton. Feeds it to Apollon. He'll shoot, and it goes off the bar and comes out. Oh, boy, what a snipe there from Apollon, but it just stayed out. And the Wranglers just inches away from making it a tie game. And now some frustration here for the Wranglers as Apollon's going to go to the penalty box with 5:38 left in the second. Wow. Quickly, things changed for Divine Apollon. Thought he had a goal, and then ends up in the penalty box. 2 minutes for kneeing is the call. And so the Brahmas go back to the power play. .538 left in the second. Wranglers get the puck off the draw and send it all the way down for a clear. With 5:30 left in the second. Lone Star swings out on the left wing. Current exchanges with Masick. Go backtrack for a moment. Lead for Capello. And they'll move with speed. Enters on the left side. Capello will go around the goal. Gets bottled up in the near corner. 2 Wranglers, 2 Brahmas are there. Wranglers kick it free as Breyer able to slap it down all the way to the Brahma end for a Wrangler clear. And that's killed off about 40 seconds of penalty time so far. Long pass on time for Masick. Enters on the left side and not much more. It's fished free by Amarillo as Ben Cameron gets the clear. Cook with it. Drops it off for Tess as the Brahmas taking their time in their own end. Start their next charge. 50 seconds left on the man advantage for Lone Star. Cumlin to the left side, picking it. Now at the left, it is Bergstrom, who's forced out to the neutral zone nicely by Serrato. Morton, the forechecker, as Pickenen skates over the center ice logo to the left side. Hands it off, goes back to Pickenen. And he will be wedged off the puck, and the Wranglers get another clear. This time it's Sal Serrato getting the job done. 20 seconds left on the Lone Star power play. Klassen over the red line. Now Wranglers blue tries to split the D. Not going to happen. Wranglers get another clear. That should just about do it for the penalty. Fresh out of the box is Apollon. Rizzo goes by him into the attacking end. They'll work it behind the net. Wellburn over to the far side, and the Wranglers get it all the way down, and that'll be an icing. Apollon doing his best to turn on the Jets and try and beat that out, but not the case. It'll be an icing on the Wranglers with 3:23 left in the second. So it's a 1-goal game in Brahma land, 3:23 left in the second. Wranglers with the most recent score. Lone Star wins the draw on the Wranglers' end. Right side shot by Eisenberg, kicked aside by Zolan. On the far side, it's Day lifting it up, looking for Apollon. He's off a stick and a Lone Star. On the right side, it's Komashok. Button hooking at the half wall. Exchanges with Eisenberg. They get pinned up against the wall. Now the puck battle, Wranglers get it. It's Breyer off the stick of Day and out to the neutral zone. Now Rizzo has it. He'll pass it up to the left side for Komashok as he enters the zone. Can't get around Wellburn, so we'll head to the bench. Breyer now with it. Heaves it to the neutral zone, out to Day. Wranglers able to force it into the Brahma end, but Lone Star with possession. Will quickly turn up ice. Long pass off the stick of Alislov. Brahmas with it. Right side Capello to the middle. Kerr is there, and Zolan shuts him down. Brahmas right back on the attack. Is diving is Alislov, but Kerr keeps the puck as he twists it to the left side for Capello. Goes off his skate. He'll battle with Pesek. The puck squeaks over to Jacobson, and he'll carry it out the center. 2:05 left in the second period. Dump and chase action here from the Wranglers. As the import line looks to get to work. From the line, Sinclair keeps it in. Fires it on goal to Spicer, who stops it with 1:55 left in the second. Brahmas working dangerously on that last shift, but all in all, it's the Wranglers standing tall defensively and getting some chances the other way. As now a draw will be to the left of Spicer on the far circle. Andrew Morton will take it. Versega to his left. Cameron right behind him. 2 D-men are piping it in Sinclair. Lone Star with it. They'll deal it over to the far wing. Cameron is able to swat it over to the near side for piping in. Puck goes in deep. Spicer plays it over towards the far side for Rizzo. Up at the line, Sinclair, a shot, goes off a leg and wide of the goal. Klassen working against Rasega. Pinned up against the wall. Cameron doing some good work as well. The Brahmas are able to muscle it back out into the Wrangler end. 1:19 left in the second period. We're starting to string together some good shifts here as Rasega enters down the middle. Quickly gets swarmed by a pack of Brahmas. And is jolted back out the center. Now on the right wing, it's Scanlon. Rasega on the back check, boxes him away from the puck nicely. 1 minute left in the second period. Brahmas re-enter on a pound in by Rizzo. Piping in, springs it to Cameron, who just chops it out to the neutral zone where Rizzo gets it back. Wranglers force a steal. Rasega has his stick grabbed by Rizzo. Brahmas get possession. And now behind the play, we get a hit. Fans wanting a penalty, they're not going to get it. Meanwhile, the Brahmas working on the attack. It's Masick to the goal. Zolan the save. Eisenberg a try. And that goes high and wide. Now on the left side, Emmons dishes it below the goal line. Kamashok working against Serrato. He's able to pass it over to Tess. He'll exchange it back. Now a pass in the middle is behind Sable. And now from the neutral zone, the Brahmas will knock it back in with under 10 seconds left to go in the second. Eisenberg from the line, over to open space. A shot there. Whistles wide as time expires. Taken by Charlie Emmons. And so after 2 periods of play, it's the Brahmas 3 and the Wranglers 2. Well, we have got a lot to talk about in just a few minutes on the second intermission report on the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Rudy's, where we'll recap all the events of the first 2 periods. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard, and then preview the third period here from NYTEX Sports Centre in what is now a 1-goal game where the Brahmas lead 3-2. We'll be back in a few on the Wranglers Hockey Network, brought to you by Rudy's. 3-2 is the score. The Brahmas with the lead after 40 minutes of play. Wranglers open up the scoring. Brahmas scored 3, answered, and the Wranglers got the most recent goal on the power play. We'll tell you all about it here on the second intermission report, brought to you by Rudy's. Make sure you go stop by for some dinner. Official partner of the Wranglers. Happy to have Rudy's on board this season. And so, here's how we got here. Wranglers open the scoring. It's Alice Love getting the first goal. 7:19 left in the first period. Carl Jacobson's the one who found him from the far corner. Backdoor it went. Alice Love with the top in to make it a 1-0 game. But Brahmas responded 1:13 afterwards, as it was Anthony Capello on a similarly looking play from Cook and Emmons to make it a 1-1 game, as it was a shot from Capello beneath the far circle in the Wranglers' end, and looked like he was maybe trying to look back door. Instead, the puck goes on goal, and somehow, some way, it's able to trickle by Zolan for the score. Capello gets on the board for the first time tonight to make it a 1-1 game, and that's where we stood after 1 period of play. Shot count at that moment was 7 apiece. Keep that in mind as we go to the second period. Brahmas get back on the score sheet. It's Capello again. This one coming from Eisenberg, who took the initial shot from the near wing. Kick save is made by Zolan. Unfortunately, the rebound right onto the tape of Capello. He goes upstairs for the score to make it a 2-1 game. 4:28 into the second. Well, not much longer after that, just about 3 minutes. Brahmas get back on the board. It's Charlie Masick from Rizzo and Pryor to make it a 3-1 Brahma lead. And Lone Star at that point had all the momentum. Things were really working in their favor. They were leading the shot count. Wranglers needed to stop the bleeding, and they did find a way to do so. As with 6:39 left in the second period, they get a power play opportunity, and they make the most of it. Trace Day from McGuire and Charlie Zolan. Yes, Charlie Zolan. He's the one who started it. He got the puck from his own end, was able to find McGuire in the neutral zone. Quick exchange with Day. He goes top shelf, and the Wranglers get the power play goal for the score to make it a 3-2 hockey game, and that's where we stand after 40 minutes of play. So that sets the stage for a big third period. Wranglers down by 1, but for those of you who have been with us in previous years, you know that this is exactly how the Brahmas like to play. They like to have the lead going into the third period. They like to be in control, and when they are in control, they will sit back, they will play a tight defensive scheme, and they will make things very difficult on you to get shots on goal and to get that game-tying goal. To this point, shots are 23-12 in favor of Lone Star, who took 16 shots in the second period. Wranglers just 5, but they do get the goal. And so now you head into the third period where the Wranglers need to find a way to generate at least one more goal of offense to tie it, and a little bit more to win it if that score is just to hold. But look, the Brahmas leading after 2, perfect 4-0 record, and that is just shades of what they did last year. The Brahmas were a really good team when leading after 2 periods of play. They're a tough team to beat when they have the lead. And the Wranglers will have to find a way to come back and rally against the defending champs, who at one point had a 3-1 lead here at NYTEX Sports Centre. We saw a lot of physicality at the end of the first period. We saw a lot of physicality, at the end of the, towards the end of the second period, and the real catalyst so far in terms of physical play has been Divine Apollon. I think that this has been his style of game. He's flourished here, and it looked like for a moment he was going to have his first, but of the iron unkind, just an inch off the mark. Hit the bar and somehow stayed out, and Divine Apollon was just that close, tying the game up at 3. So for the Wranglers, this game is very much in reach. I think if for a fan looking at the box score, casually saying, well, the Wranglers are down 3-2. Shot count 23-12. Yikes, that's not good for the Wranglers. But you have to keep in mind that this is the kind of game that the Brahmas want to play, and as long as the Wranglers are generating high scoring opportunities with their shot count, they're in good shape. Sometimes it's about quality, not quantity. So for Amarillo, a couple grade A chances there in the second period. They do get a goal out of it. Inches away from Apollon getting another, and you're talking about that potentially being a 3-3 game going into the third period. Well, it's not. Wranglers down by 1, but they did do some really good things towards the end of the second period, in the second half of that period, that they can build upon in the third period and gives fans reason for optimism that the Wranglers can come back and tie this game here in the third. One thing we do know for certain is that this one's going to go right down to the wire. In typical Wrangler fashion, it wouldn't be a Wrangler game if the game didn't go right down to the wire. We know it's going to be a fun finish. We're happy to have you here on the Wranglers Hockey Network on NATV, where we'll have it all for you here from North Richland Hills. We come back on the second intermission report brought to you by Rudy's. We'll preview the third period a little bit more. We'll also take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on in the South Division and the rest of the North American Hockey League. This is the second intermission report brought to you by Rudy's. It's the Brahmas 3 and the Wranglers 2. We'll be back in a few here at NYTEX. Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre. The second intermission report brought to you by Rudy's rolls on. Brahmas lead it 3-2 after 2 periods of play. Wranglers looking to see if they have another magic moment in them to come back and win this one here in the third. If there's anybody that can do it, it's the Cardiac kids. We'll wait and see if they can get things done in the third. Meanwhile, let's take a look around the league and see what action is going on. As we'll start over at the pond in Shreveport, where the Wranglers will be in 2 weeks to take on the Mudbugs. It's Oklahoma and Shreveport, and the Mudbugs currently have a 3-1 lead with 7:36 left in the third. Shreveport getting goals from Evan Adams, Lucas Deeb, and Bryce Boucher as they look to pick up their third win of the year. Over at American Bank Center, it's the Ice Rays with a healthy 3-0 lead over the Ice Wolves. 2 goals from Colin Watson. Raymond Perot gets another. And the Ice Rays look to be in good shape against the Ice Wolves, who are off to a rocky start on the season. And over at Greeley Ice House, the El Paso Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over the Colorado Grit through 2 periods of play. It is Rupi Tomisoka getting a goal, and Nate McIsaac another for the Rhinos that has them up by 2 through 2. So that is your out-of-town scoreboard. You catch all the scores from around the league over at NAHL.com, or you can download the app. Just going over some South Division scores for us here in the division. So we're coming up in the third period here. Ice Rays leading by a healthy margin against the Ice Wolves. That means that if the Ice Rays are to win tonight and the Wranglers are to fall, well, it'll be Corpus Christi that is first place possession in the South Division at the end of the night. So for the Wranglers, what's at stake is, yeah, we're really early on in the season, but you'd like to stay in first place as long as you can. Wranglers going up against the defending champs, trying to stake their claim and stay in first, as it looks like the Ice Rays are on their way to making a statement and potentially having a say in that. So for the Wranglers, what you're looking at here is you are trying to come back against a team that is very stout defensively. The Brahmas aren't going to give the Wranglers a whole lot, and so I think what it's going to become is it's going to become a lot of dump-ins. The Brahmas are going to force the Wranglers to do that. Going to force them to dump the puck in. They're not going to give them much at the Brahma blue line. And for Lone Stars, it seems like it always is. Offense is the best defense. Look for the Brahmas to not sit back on their heels, but instead try and pressure the Wranglers in their own end, suffocate them that way, and limit their chances, of course, in the Brahmas end by playing in the Wranglers end for the majority of the third period. Now you look at the shot count, 23-12. At first glance, that seems quite jarring, but for the Wranglers, it's quality over quality over quantity. As long as the Wranglers get some grade A chances, they'll be just fine. And so, that's what they'll aim to do. Excuse me. That's what they'll aim to do here in the third period. Find a way to try and tie this game up against the defending champs. That'll do it for the second period here. The second intermission here at NYTEX Sports Centre. It's the Brahmas 3 and the Wranglers 2. I'm going to get a drink of water, and then when we come back, we will have the third period between the Wranglers and the Brahmas in their first meeting of the season. Wranglers and Brahmas are all set for the third period here from NYTEX Sports Centre. That sees the Brahmas with a 1-goal lead. 3-2 is the score. Wranglers looking to tie. Brahmas looking to keep their 3-game win streak alive and extend it to 4. Wranglers will skate from left to right wearing blue. Brahmas will get to come out of the tunnel from right to left wearing white. Partial sellout here at NYTEX Sports Centre as the Brahmas have hit the ice. Wranglers looking to do what they do best and come back and win a close game. This is the team to beat, the defending champions from a year ago. With their biggest test to date. See if they're up to the task. Jacob Miller will take the draw. McGuire to his right. Gerhard to his left. Serrato and Breyer, the 2 D-men. And for Lone Star, up at the face-off dot will be Vladimir Sable. Puck is dropped, and we're underway for third period action as the Brahmas win the opening draw of the third period. They'll dart it over towards the far side and escape their own end. As in the neutral zone, Kamashok passes offline. And now Gerhard diving as the Wranglers had lost the puck, is able to swat it over towards the near side. Kamashok with it, centers for a shot by Sable that goes up and over the goal. And out of play, 25 seconds into the third. So both teams having trouble grasping the puck here on a fresh sheet of ice to open the third. And for the Wranglers, unfortunately for them, that almost went dangerously the other way. And fortunately for them, they catch a break as Sable skies it into the netting. So, draw is won by Amarillo from their own end. Brahmas on the attack. Can't shake it free, and so in the neutral zone, puck is tapped up ahead for Hannes. Stepping in front was Klassen. And the Wranglers get the puck back. Hannes turns up ice, looking for Day, passes off the mark, and it goes for an icing. 43 seconds into the third. They'll come back down near Charlie Zolan. It'll be to his right to be exact. Morley Phillips will take the draw. Up against Elias Kumlin. Phillips wins the draw, piping in around behind his own net to Day. Keeping it in is Pickenen at the right point, and then subsequently turns it over as Sinclair is there, and the Brahmas get it right back. Bergstrom on the right side. Dishes it down low. Brahmas off the backside of the net, now to the near corner. Bergstrom trying to get the puck free. It squeaks over to Pickenen on the right side. Defending him is piping in. He dishes over to Klassen. Shot is blocked by Phillips, and Hannes will find Day in the neutral zone. Day over the attacking line, gains the zone and just flips it in, goes to the bench for a change. Phillips looking to find a Paulin off the bench. Wranglers keep it in for a moment as Phillips meets it at the half wall. Phillips takes a stick up high. No penalty called as Phillips now gets tripped up. And again, no penalty called. And so tough shift for Morley Phillips. He'll head to the bench. Gets roughed up a bit, but he'll be all right. Is now in deep, waiting behind his own net is Rizzo. He's got all the time in the world. His team up by 1. Looking to see what unfolds out in front of him. Getting a good lay of the land, scanning the scene. Back there for a while now. He's able to slip it over to the right side, and the Brahmas look to get to work. Welburn, harshly off the near side boards, finds a Pollen in the neutral zone. Up ahead, he's got Morton. Now on the left side, it's Resega. They'll go around the net, gets pinned up against the boards. Puck is shaken free. Eisenberg's got it. Now behind the play, Apollon gets caught up with a Brahma. Penalty incoming against Amarillo. Delayed call as now gets over to Tess on the left side. Over to Pryor. Now back out to the neutral zone for Tess. Fans up in arms about what they just saw. As it looks like it's going to be another penalty to Divine Apollon once the Wranglers can touch up. As he and a Brahma were going at it. Deep in the Lone Star end, behind the play. As Capello motors down the middle. It's broken up by Welburn, and the Wranglers are going to go back to the penalty kills. The Brahmas head to the power play. So it's a cross-checking penalty against Divine Apollon that sees the Brahmas go to the power play again. And the Wranglers get an opening clear as they look to kill it off and keep it a one-goal game. Klassen over his own blue line. Now center red, passes to the right side, return pass to Klassen, and his shot is stopped by Zolan. He hangs on, and afterwards get a little bit more activity after the whistle, although it's quickly broken up by our officiating crew. 1:38 left on the Brahma power play. Draw to the left of Zolan. Morton wins the draw. Lifts up to the line, but not out. And now the Brahmas on an error at the backtrack as the pass escaped the zone. Big hit by Cameron on Cook from the Wrangler bench. Brahmas loft the puck back in deep, and Serrato fires it back out to the line where it's held in by Emmons. They'll dart it to Capello. Now Cook in open space. Brahmas on the power play for the next minute and 10 seconds. Is Capello. The right half wall. Gets it back up top. Turns it to Capello. At the line, it's Emmons. At the left circle, it's Kerr. Up top, Cook again. Fakes. Capello. One-time shot. And it's stopped by Zolan. Taking that shot was Kerr. And all the way back down. The puck goes. Wranglers get a clear. Long toss to Masick on time. Capello with it. Button hooks at the left circle, returns it to Masick. Now back to Capello. Masick again at the half wall. From the near side, gets it up top for Emmons. Now back to Masick at the half wall. Kerr with it, driving towards the goal, gets it back to the middle for Capello, and he ripped one wide. Wranglers turn it over, Capello gets it back. He'll exchange with Kerr. Now in the high slot, it's Masick. At the line, Cook to Emmons. Splits the D to Masick, holds and shoots, and it goes up and over the shoulders of Zolan. And the Wranglers pound the puck back out the center for a clear. 5 seconds left on the penalty. Lone Star back in, collision between Gerhard and Masick. And that jars the Brahmas offside with 2 seconds left on the Lone Star power play. 15:05 left in the third. So this draw will be on the near side of the Wranglers' blue line. Jacobson to take it against Cumlin. Wranglers with it. Piping in from his own end. Up ahead's got Apollon. Off his stick looking for Jacobson. It's broken up by Klassen, and he goes the other way. Klassen with reinforcements. Can't get the job done. Brahmas keep the puck in the zone and wheel it around towards the near side half wall. Jacobson hacks it out to the neutral zone, play with the high stick. Wranglers touch it. Serrato's got it. Down the middle. Can't split the D. Nobody there for Amarillo as Klassen picks it back up. And Lone Star look to exit. They turn it over. Pesek a shot, and it's blocked by Rizzo. Wranglers driving the net, and Spicer hangs on. 5:32 into the third. How about that play from the Wranglers? Their forecheck has been so aggressive this season. It's been one of their best qualities. Almost creating a grade A chance there, and Pesek has the shot blocked by Rizzo. Otherwise, that would have been very difficult for Spicer to stop. Draw in the near circle of the Brahmas zone. It's McGuire to take it. Going up against Ryan Kamashok. Make that Sable. 15, not 16. Sable with it. Up ahead to Kamashok. Off his stick and in deep. Beating out Whited is Test to the puck. Whited trying to get it back. For a moment he does, but he loses it again. Kamashok up top. Eisenberg to the right point. Shot there. Zolan the save on the deflection. Now the Brahmas again try and get a centering feed to go, but squeaks by everyone and goes all the way back down to Spicer. 13:56 left in the third period. Brahmas still lead by 1. Sable to Test on the left wing, but the Brahmas are offside with 13:52 left in the third. Neutral zone draw incoming. Piping in with Sinclair, Hannes, Phillips, and Day. Day, the most recent goal scorer in the game in the second period on the Wrangler power play. He has it in the neutral zone, drops it down beneath the goal line for Hannes, battling against Emmons. Puck is held in by Pipinen at the left point. Charges it towards the goal. Pipinen takes a shot from behind the play. No penalty to be seen as Lone Star exits their own end. Sassenbury down the middle, and now we get an arm raised as the Brahmas center a feed. Wranglers, let's see, another penalty go against them. Brahmas going back to the power play as Lone Star keeps possession. Now the whistle is blown. As a Brahma is down, that's Scanlon. Now you got some more chaos. Lone Star wants a piece of Sinclair. Scanlon, who has lost his helmet. I think there's a couple of drops of blood down there. Who received some medical attention, and Trace Day has gone to the box. Looks like he was the offender. And the Brahmas are going to go back to the power play, this time for the 6th time tonight. Looks like Scanlon is in some distress. We'll step aside for a moment here at NYTEX. It's the Brahmas 3 and the Wranglers 2. Be back in just a moment. Welcome back to NYTEX Sports Centre. Brahmas 3, Wranglers 2. I don't get any replays. Everything that I relay back to you, I see from memory, but it was Scanlon that was hit right about at the Wrangler blue line, knocked his helmet off. I think it was Trace Day that threw the hit. He gets the penalty, and he has been tossed from the game. Still awaiting what the official word on the penalty is, but Day with a goal tonight. Wranglers will be without his services for the remainder of this one. As Scanlon goes down the tunnel, he'll receive some more medical attention. Brahmas go to the man advantage. Question is for how long? I think at this juncture, with 13-16 left in the third, Brahmas with a 1-goal lead. This is pretty big. Jacobson in the box serving the sentence today, and just as I suspected, 5 minutes on the board. It's a major penalty. Have to assume that well, they're going to give it to roughing. So roughing's the call. 5 minutes. And Day has received a match penalty. So his night is done. Brahmas with a 5-minute power play. Fans up in arms looking for another power play. They're not going to get it, but Lone Star now has a lot of time to work with on the power play. We've seen the Wranglers kill off some big moments in Colorado a couple weeks ago. None bigger than this. Brahmas. Puck trickles down towards Zolan. Wranglers got a piece of it. Breyer delivers it back down to Spicer for a Wrangler clear. 35 seconds shaved off the penalty. Brahmas working in deep in the near corner of the Wrangler end. To slip it free up top, it's Emmons. To the half wall for Masick. Wranglers shake it down, and Gerhard flips it down for a Wrangler clear. Now Lone Star with it. Minute 5 gone off the power play. We'll start their next breakout as Pickett peels back at his own blue line and drops it off for Tess. He'll connect in the neutral zone. And at the blue line, Wranglers stand up the Brahmas and force them back out to their own end. On the left side, it's Bergstrom trying to go around Wellburn. He'll drop it off at the near half wall for Tess. He swings it all the way around to the right side for Pickett. On his forehand, passes it up top for Klassen. Now over to Tess on the left side. Back to Klassen. High slot, trades places with Tess. Down the left wall he goes. Spins in the corner, up top, Pickett. Back to Klassen. Pickett again, high slot, fakes a shot, right side. And that goes off the side of the net on a shot from Tess. And now we get a stoppage as the net has come off with 2:54 left on the Lone Star power play, 11:10 left in the third. Drawn to the right of Zolan, near circle. Tess to take it against McGuire. Brahmas win it. Klassen at the left point. Over to the wall. Pickett finds a man open for a shot. That was Kumlin, and Serrato there with a nice active stick. Sends the puck out of play with 11:03 left in the third. 2:47 left on the Brahma power play. Quartet for the Wranglers out there right now. Bryers, Sinclair, Rasega, and Morton, who will take this draw to the left of Zolan on the far circle. Lone Star with it. Bergstrom from the right side. Burrows his way down the wall, stops at the half wall. Looks for a moment, dishes it back up top for Pickett, who again drives down the wall. Now down low, it's Bergstrom. Back over to Pickett. Up top, it's Klassen now. Passes it to Pickett again. Right circle, down low, feeds it to Bergstrom, and the net comes off. Whistle blows. 10:37 left in the third, 2:21 left on the Brahma power play. Fans not happy that the net has come on for the second time on the Brahma power play, but Seems like it's been a little shaky all night long. Not much Zolan can do about that, as he's just trying to move post to post. Fans want a delay of game penalty. Zolan receiving instructions from the referee, Wolford. Probably a warning, as if that happens again, we're going to have to call that. So, behind the net, Breyer chops it out of play. 10:29 left in the third. If the Wranglers are able to kill this penalty off, there'll be about 8 minutes left on the clock here in the third period. Although, still got a long way before we get to that. But the Wranglers on the right track as they clear the puck down off a face-off win. Now you got 2 minutes left on the penalty. So here comes Capello over the blue line. Finds a man in the middle for a moment. Goes off the stick of Masick. Wranglers bounce it back out to center. And force the Brahmas to rethink their attack. So far, so good for this Wranglers penalty kill. They've been fantastic here on this sequence. To keep it rolling here, keep it a one-goal game. As Emmons down the middle, drifts towards his right, drops it off for Tess. And the Wranglers doing a good job of forcing the Brahmas to rethink things. He's on the right side. Kimlin will enter. Will go behind the net. Centering feed there, broken up by Sinclair. Tess with it on the left side now. Up to the line for Emmons. Pushes it towards his right. Now down low, it's Bergstrom. Back over to the far wall for Pickenen. Now up top, Emmons to Tess. Back to Emmons, high slot. Make the shot, Tess from the left circle. Now in the middle for a shot there. Zolan the save on Pickenen. And Zolan is able to cover up with 9:04 left in the third. 48 seconds left on the penalty. So the Brahmas moving the puck around, trying to find something that they like to take a shot. Had a couple of opportunities to do so, but Wranglers in the right place. And sometimes getting a little puck luck here, but now Breyer in the box for Amarillo. So 5-on-3 for the Brahmas for 48 seconds. And when it rains, it pours in terms of penalties here. So Breyer now in the box. Wranglers win the face-off, look to get a clear. Holding it in was Kamashok. Slashing's the call on Breyer. Kerr with it on the far wall. Now behind the net, it's Masick. Up to Eisenberg. Point to point, Kamashok down low, Capello. 20 seconds left on the 5-on-3. One-time shot between the circles, and they score. Owen Kerr on the power play. Gets the Brahmas back on the board. It's 4-2. So with 8:33 left in the third period, the Brahmas get back on the board. Another power play tally is their second of the night, coming at 5-on-3. And now the Wranglers are staring down the barrel of a 2-goal hole. Not impossible, but tough to do. and still on the penalty kill here. As looks like they're sorting things out. But for the goal, it's Kerr, his third of the year from Capello. So he gets his third point of the night, and Kamashok picks up the secondary assist. That's his second point of the year. He now has 1 goal and 1 assist through 5 games. And so 17 seconds left on the penalty today that's being served by Jacobson. So once that runs out, we'll be back to 5-on-5. And hopefully for the Wranglers, they can get to work offensively. It seems like they've spent most of the third period here on the penalty kill. Of course, the 5-minute major, and then the penalty to Breyer, and that's when the Brahmas scored on the 5-on-3. So Wranglers launch the puck down to Spicer, and the Brahmas start their next breakout. As out of the box is Jacobson. They're back to full strength, 5-on-5. Brahmas pounded in. On the left side, it's Sable. Below the goal line, now behind the net, off the wall, looking for Kamashok. It'll go into the arms of Jacobson, out to the neutral zone. Under 8 minutes to go in the third. Wranglers now down by 2. Alice Love in the neutral zone. Finds Jacobson, tries to rip a shot away. Pesek will, and that one missed the net. Play goes over towards the near side. Brahmas snake away free. It's Pickenen on the right wing with speed, working against Serrato. And as usual, a nice defensive play by Serrato. Brahmas trying to drive towards the net. Serrato gets back into the play, steals it away, and he's got some speed. Serrato motoring down the right wing. On his forehand, looking for reinforcements with the Wranglers in the middle of the line change. Now McGuire with it, behind the Wrangler cage, drops it off for Breyer. Up ahead, it's Miller, and off a stick to the neutral zone where Kerr will just pummel the puck back in. A little over 7 excuse me, with a little over 7 minutes left in the third. Miller on the right wing. Exchanges. Serrato, a shot. Kick save made. Rebound attempt. Breyer is there. And sprawling out for that save is Spicer with 6:49 left in the third. It's timeout here at NYTEX. Brahmas lead at 4-2. 6:49 left in the third. We'll find out how this one ends when we come back on the Wranglers Hockey Network, presented by Street Toyota. So it's the defending champs that lead by 2. 4-2, Brahma lead. 6:49 left in the third. Wranglers trying to mount the comeback and find a way to take a win in enemy territory in Brahma land. Can they do it? We're about to find out. Draw to the right of Spicer. Wranglers win it. Whitey keeps it in the zone. Long shot turned aside by the Brahma netminder. Second attempt is fought off as well. That one coming from beneath the goal line in the far corner. Now it's Masick working in deep, working against Sinclair. Masick gets dumped down to the ground, Whited with the puck. Tries to play it forward, and he does. It goes by Hannes out to the neutral zone. Zolan slows it down to Whited, now Sinclair. Backtracks for a moment. Kamashok on the forecheck. Sinclair gets some help from Whited as he will pop it out to the neutral zone for Morley Phillips. Brahmas step in. Wranglers going to keep possession. Turnover here. Hannes driving towards the net. Swings a shot there, and it stays out. Not sure if Spicer got back in time or if the Brahmas were able to get a defensive stick in the way, but either way, the puck stays out. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Serrato flips it in, and it's an offside on the Wranglers as that puck seemingly hit Rasega, although Serrato palms open saying, I'm not so sure. Either way, it's an offside on the Wranglers with 5:46 left in the third. Draw one by Morton, gets it to Pipinen. Serrato off the far wall and in deep. Out to play it is Spicer. Now in the corner on the near side, Pipinen, the D-man working in deep. The Finn tries to center it. It's intercepted by the Brahmas and they turn up ice. Kerr from the neutral zone just pounds it back down. Now Masick with it between the circles to the goal, and Zolan makes a stand. What a save there from Charlie Zolan as Owen Kerr was looking for his second of the night. And Zolan stands tall to keep it a 2-goal game. So if the Wranglers come back, remember that right there. Big save there from the reigning goalie of the month throughout the entire league. Drawn from the Wranglers bench in the neutral zone. Jacobson to take it up against Elias Kumlin. So the two Swedes going at it there. In fact, as it stands, you've got 5 Swedish players playing in this game. 3 for the Brahmas, 2 for the Wranglers. And it looks like 4 of them out there right now. Only one not on the ice right now is Bergstrom for the Brahmas. Now Pesek in to take the draw. Brahmas with it. Pesek gets it back, and dangerously the Brahmas are there. Fortunately for the Wranglers, they escape danger as Pipinen, the Finnish defenseman, gets it out to the neutral zone and a little bit more. 5 minutes left in the third period. Final 5 minutes brought to you by Street Toyota. Can the Wranglers mount the comeback? Puck goes in deep. Klassen gets there. Gets pinned up against the near half wall. Wranglers try and shake him down, and they do. Down low, it's Ellison, and he can't get a shot off as Rizzo is there defensively. Puck goes back into the near corner. Skating free with it now is Klassen. Over the center ice logo, into the Wranglers zone. Down the middle, it gets poked away. Serrato is there. Drops off for Pesek, tries to power forward, but the Brahmas, in response, jolt back down beneath the Wrangler goal line. Piping in with a nifty move. Exits his own zone, makes 2 Brahmas fall down. Goes down to Spicer. Out to play it. McGuire throws a check. Wranglers look to get possession in deep, but hang on a moment. We got an arm raised and another penalty incoming. What else is new? And so McGuire goes to the box. 4:07 left in the third, and the Brahmas, pinch me if you heard this one before, go back to the power play. so we got a Brahma going to the box now. That is Eisenberg. So maybe these will offset. It appears they will. So for the Wranglers, that's good news. But all in all, you look at this so far, of course, the Brahmas had the major power play earlier on in the period, but Lone Star 2 for 10 on the power play. Amarillo just 2 cracks at it. They're 1 for 2, so interesting stat line there. Leave it at that as they sort this out. 4:07 left in the third. So 2 to McGuire for roughing. Two on Eisenberg for roughing, and so we're going to stay at even strength at 5-on-5. So it looked like the initial call was going to go just against McGuire. Looked like the Brahmas were going to go back to the power play. Not the case. We stay 5-on-5, but the Wranglers lose the services, of course, to McGuire for the next 2 minutes. He is their leading point scorer with 8 points on the year. So it's Gerhard to take the draw to the left of Zolan up against Masick. His 2 wingers, Morton. Well, I guess I should say, well, Morton's one of the wingers. Looks like Phillips might be the other. He's currently talking things over at his own bench. I was like, wait a minute. There's only 4 Wranglers. There's a discussion going on at the Wranglers bench. Taylor Harnett just got an explanation, and so Wranglers only have 4 out there right now. Brahmas have 5. No penalty on the board. It seems like there's some confusion here as to what is actually happening right now. And so now Phillips, who had gone to the bench, gets off the bench, and he's going to the penalty box. So there is a penalty on the Wranglers here. So Morley Phillips gets 2. Although that might end up being a bench minor, we'll see. Either way, it is the Brahmas going to the power play. Centering pass, shot there is stopped by Zolan. Now the Brahmas, Masick tries to twist towards the net. Wranglers shut that down. Lone Star behind the net, it's Kerr up to the line for Emmons. Over to Capello at the right point. Backhands it to Masick at the half wall. Emmons again. Long drive. Zolan kick save. And it goes up and over the net on the second opportunity. Masick from the right side. Centers. Deflection goes wide. That one off the stick of Kamashok. Now behind the goal, it's Masick. Centering feed off a stick. Up to Emmons it goes. Now in the middle, he wants Capello. Can't rip a shot off as Sinclair is there defensively. Puck stays in the zone. Emmons to the right wing for Kerr. Capello back up to Kamashok. Back to Capello on the right side. Kamashok again has it. He'll shoot. Zolan save. Deflection is made. Now behind the net, Brahmas look to center. Puck whistles by Zolan. Goes up top for Kamashok. Now Capello at the half wall. One-time shot by Kerr. Didn't get a lot of muscle on it. Goes wide on the left side. Wranglers with it. Breyer skates it out. We'll find Morton in the neutral zone. 30 seconds left on the penalty. As Tess skates into the zone. Right side. Shut down by Serrato. Rasega is there. He'll backhand it out to the neutral zone. And giving chase is Alislov, but catching up to it is Klassen. A little over 2 minutes left here in the third period. Brahmas lead by 2. We're back to even strength that the Wranglers have killed yet another penalty. Right side to the middle, and the Brahmas can't connect. In the neutral zone, Resega gets the puck on a steal. Right side, Resega shoots! And the save is made by Spicer with 1:55 left in the third. Now we got to keep an eye on Charlie Zolan. He's currently waiting between the circles, looking to see when his bench boss might want to pull him. And with an offensive zone coming up, Harnett saying, no, just wait for a minute, as Zolan was looking for the signal. The 5 Wranglers out there right now: Whited, Pipinen, Hannes, Resega, and Phillips. Although, it looks like we've got a timeout taken here. Looks like timeout taken by the Wranglers. So, really the story of this game has been the penalties. In this contest, 3 out of the 6 goals combined have been scored on the power play. 2 for the Brahmas, 1 for the Wranglers, although for Amarillo, they've only had 2 cracks at it. 1 for 2. Lone Star, 2 for 10. So the Wranglers have spent a lot of time in this game on the penalty kill. Which has done a good job tonight. But all in all, think about those 2 power play goals for the Brahmas. Well, that's what puts them over the edge right now. So it's all about perspective. And of course, hindsight is always clearer than live action. So out of all that, timeout taken, Zolan to the bench. Wranglers pull the netminder, looking to get something going here. Only 5 on the ice right now. Serrato motioning to the bench. Hey, we can get another guy with Zolan out. And so now coming over is Morton, as the Wranglers look to get a quick 2 goals in the final 2 minutes and tie this game up. Hannes on the far circle will take the draw. Against Charlie Masick. And puck goes beneath the goal line. Masick with it. He'll heave it down the ice and wide of the open goal. Hits the post. That'll be an icing on Lone Star. .146 left in the third. Draw to the right of Spicer. Hannes will take it again against Masick. Wranglers fire it towards the goal. Spicer the save. Puck is kicked around to the right side for Sinclair. He'll drive it back down deeper. Goes by Phillips. Hannes centering feed. Goes over a glove. Brahmas with it. They get it out to the neutral zone. Back in it to the empty net. And they score. Empty net tally for Charlie Masick, and that'll just about do it. Looks like the Brahmas are going to come away with the win on the first game of the 2-game set. Wranglers win the draw. Up ahead, Breyer off the stick of Jacobson. It'll go in deep. Jacobson giving chase. Brahmas get there first. They'll wedge it around towards the near side. Wellburn throwing a couple checks there for Amarillo, but Lone Star keeping possession of the puck as Bergstrom helps it to the line. Held in by Breyer. His shot is turned aside by Spicer. Now behind the net, creating a chance is Jacobson, but the Wranglers can't get the shot off. Over until the final minute of the third. Peshek from his own end turns up ice. Chips it over to Alislav on the right side. Alislav down into the near corner. Scored the Wranglers' first goal tonight, his second of the season. He gets pinned up against the boards. Brahmas trying to kill off time. Swedish forward trying to weasel away from the skirmish there, but unable to do so. Puck still in a board battle. Now it's free. Brahmas lift it up into the neutral zone and down into the Wrangler end. 15 seconds to go. It's piping in. Over to the right side for Peshek. Lifts it towards the goal. Bounces in on Spicer. He keeps it moving. 5 seconds. Wranglers one last try. Not going to happen. And that'll do it. Lone Star takes it 5-2. The defending champs take game one of the 2 games set here at NYTEX. The Brahmas hand the Wranglers their second loss of the season for the final score of 5-2. We'll be back in 1 minute for Wranglers post-game live to recap this one, wrap it up, and preview tomorrow night's matchup between these 2 teams. Brahmas pick up the win here tonight, 5-2. The final score from NYTEX Sports Centre. Lone Star improves to 5-1 on the season. Amarillo falls to 6-2. So here's how we got here. It was actually the Wranglers that opened the scoring. Alislav opened it from Jacobson. 7:19 left in the first to make it 1-0, but the Brahmas did respond 1 minute and 13 seconds later to tie the game up at 1 apiece on the power play from Anthony Capello. Of course, the Brahmas being on the power play would become a common theme throughout the course of this game. As Capello in the second period would get another. 4 minutes and 28 seconds into the period to make it 2-1, and then about 3 minutes afterwards, Charlie Masick makes it a 3-1 game. And then later on in the second period, the Wranglers trying to stop the bleeding, able to rally back in the game, pull it within 1. Trace Day on the power play for McGuire and Zolan. Yeah, Charlie Zolan picking up an assist here tonight. How about him? He gets a point on the Wranglers' second goal of the game to make it 3-2. That's where we headed into the third period. So this was a game that was very much in reach for the Wranglers entering the third, but it seems like a common theme for the Brahmas as they find a way to break away in these tight games in the third period. And power play opportunities, that's what did it for the Brahmas. 5-on-3, major penalty against the Wranglers, and then another minor infraction. Makes it a 5-on-3 for the Brahmas, and they score. It was Owen Kerr from Capello and Komashok to make it a 4-2 game, and then the empty netter from Masick, 128 left, puts the bow on top for Lone Star to make it a 5-2 final score. I think if you want to look at this game, and I think this game was a lot closer than what the final score indicates. You look at the penalties in this game, and I think that's going to be a key talking point heading into the next game is Lone Star 2 for 11 on the man advantage. Wranglers 1 for 2. So take that as you will. But a lot of penalty time against the Wranglers, and they aren't able to score a power play goal, but think about those two power play goals against. I mean, there's only so much the penalty kill, can do. I thought they were actually really good tonight, but the inflated numbers, Brahmas, you give them enough chances, they're going to score. So there's the two there, but I really think that all that aside, I think this game was actually, the tide turned in the second period, in the opening 8 minutes of the period. I think the Brahmas came out. They held the Wranglers without a shot. Of course, they did have a power play to open the second period, but they took that momentum. Although they didn't score, they take that momentum, and they get a couple goals out of it. And I think that's right there where the game turns, because at that moment, the Brahmas then have a 2-goal lead. It's 3-1, and the Wranglers trying to find a way back into the game. And they did score from Day, but ended up not being enough. And I think that's a theme that we saw in that Fairbanks game at the North American Hockey League Showcase a week ago, is Wranglers, for the most part of that game, had control, and then a couple quick goals, and all of a sudden, they're on the other side. I mean, they're behind, they're falling behind. And so then after that point, all of a sudden, it's like, well, wait a minute, we had the lead, and now we got to play catch-up. And so I think this is the mark of a young team. This is something that they're going to have to learn how to do. And I think when they learn how to do it, I think when they learn how to control games, and when they find a way to rally back from those situations, when they do, unfortunately, end up falling behind in quick succession like that, I think they're going to be a very dangerous team once they figure that out. And I think for a lot of us, there's always a knee-jerk reaction to say, well, the Wranglers, they had the lead, and then the Brahmas score a couple quick goals, the defending champs, they come out and they win the game. Well, I mean, we are in the early stages of the season. This was Game 8, so there's plenty of time for the Wranglers to figure it out. And this is a very tough building to play in. Fans were certainly giving the Wranglers some tough times here today. So for this is a young, a young Wranglers squad going to a building like this and give it all they got. I thought the Wranglers actually played a really well game here today, but unfortunately, the Brahmas, with a lot of power play time, able to capitalize there, and of course the 2 goals in quick succession at the top of the second period from a team that has been there, done that. Longtime head coach Dan Wildfong. They show their experience there, get those 2 goals, and are able to build upon their lead, and they never surrendered it. The final score ends up being 5-2. So it'll be interesting to see what the Wranglers do heading into tomorrow night. But one thing is for certain, it's going to be a great matchup. Once again, here at NYTEX Sports Centre, 7:30 start time. We'll have the pregame for you, 7:15 on the Wranglers Hockey Network. And we'll hope to see you there. Can't miss it. Wranglers and the Brahmas, one of the best rivalries that hockey has to offer. You know there's going to be physicality. You know there's going to be goals. You know it's going to be fun, so make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 7:30 on the Wranglers Hockey Network. Well, that'll do it for us here from NYTEX Sports Centre. Once again, it's the Brahmas 5 and the Wranglers 2. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long, and we'll see you tomorrow.